Hello, everybody, and welcome to the 104th edition of the Chronicles of Podcast. And these right here are the Chronicles of Ethan Lawrence 2. It is I, the bearded brubby Jamie, and joining me, as always, is this handsome fella right here.
What's going on, guys? It's Scotsman Tom, or as Ethan likes to call it, Ethan Lawrence Part 2. So, yeah, it's you're in for an absolute treat. Welcome to the Chronicles of Podcast. Hit it!
Hey there, you're about to enjoy the Chronicles of Tom and Jamie.
Hi everyone, I'm Kevin Mann.
Hey guys, my name's Annabelle Knight.
Hello, this is Becky Baldwin.
Hello, I'm Chesney.
Hey, what's up everyone? This is Braden from Say We Can Fly.
Hi, my name's Ethan Lawrence, actor, raconteur, and previous guest on the Chronicles of Podcast. This is the Chronicles of Ethan Lawrence 2.
Lukewarm coffee tastes like shit.
We now own all your bank accounts. Thank you. We'll put them on sale.
You've reached the voicemail of Hugh Jackman. Unfortunately, I died 30 years ago. Ethan Lawrence is joining us once again. Ethan is an actor mostly known for playing Joe in Bad Education and James in Ricky Gervais's Afterlife.
Countryside or city, from the young up to the old, the NHS will make you feel right. Whoa! Jump on board.
Ethan returns for part 2, as we originally spoke to Ethan in July of last year, and now he returns to talk all about Bad Education reunions, horrible histories, Magic Mike, and loads more in an absolutely bonkers conversation.
Yeah, I love how it was like, oh, we've got lots to get to and catch up on. I don't think we even scratched any surfaces. It was just wonderful, basically. It's absolutely wonderful. So, yeah, you're in for a wild ride here, guys, if you're a big fan of Ethan or of those shows that he's in. And yeah, especially the Magic Mike stuff is gold.
Yes.
You will see partway through the Magic Mike conversation that my headphones die halfway through and I have a mild panic attack because I can't hear what's going on. So if anybody notices that, that's why. All right, just to let you know that my headphones just went, do you know what? I don't want you to hear anything anymore. But no, Ethan, again, coming back on again, a year later, it was great. It's like we never left. But that way, it was just like mates catching up again and hearing all about the good old times. And yeah, it's just batshit. We talk about AEW All In. We talk about people seeing each other in London and that sort of thing as well. It's just great. So I think you're going to absolutely love this one if you enjoyed the first. But before I kick into this, if you haven't listened to the first, I suggest you go and listen to the first edition with Ethan Lawrence, because then the second one makes a bit more sense. That's what I'm saying. So anyway, Jamie.
Yes, sir.
Do you happen to have any final words at all?
I have 2. 1, a massive thank you to Mr. Lawrence. Means the absolute world. You wanted to come back and talk to us again. Means the absolute world. And 2, no, I barely did any editing. What are you going to do about it, Mr. Lawrence? People, you're going to enjoy this one. It's great fun.
Also, that was more than 2 words. Ethan, thank you so much for taking the time to sit and chat to us. Absolutely great having you on again. And yeah, enjoy this one, guys and girls. Ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, interviewing this week, it's Ethan Lawrence. Look
who it is.
Here we go.
Back at it again.
Yeah, I know. A year down the line, strap yourselves in, mother lovers. This is going to be a bumpy ride.
No, it's gonna be bumpy. That is, I'm sure.
I can't believe it's been over a year since that first one.
July 22nd, the date that video went up. So we recorded that, maybe a week or 2 prior?
Yeah.
July 6th we recorded, yeah. I went back in the calendar, I had a look.
Of course. Would expect nothing less. This level of professionalism.
I was like, oh, how long has it been? Let me have it's one to go, I swear it's this month. No. Is it that month? No. It's here somewhere. Where are you?
Well, what I remember specifically is that you did not cut anything from the preamble. So people listening / watching at home, it is the 7th of September. It is 8 p.m. I'm deep in my cups.
Yeah.
And we've got a lot to talk about.
We never cut the preamble because that's where the fucking best bits are.
You even left in like the minute or so that we spoke about making an edit point.
Yeah.
It's content.
It's all vital. We can't leave anything out. You can't leave anything. So, also, thank you for letting us move this because obviously previously it was meant to be in August, wasn't it? I think
something like that. It was.
Yeah, but I had to go for emergency dental surgery, and I could hardly talk.
I saw you'd posted about it on the various socials, and I was looking at it and I was like, I suspect this is going to be bumped because emergency dental surgery is not a joke.
I'm not gonna lie to Ethan, right? I'm surprised the dentist didn't put his foot on my chest with how hard he was pulling.
Yanking something out instead of putting something in.
Yeah.
Easy. Who misses?
Oh,
come on, here we go.
We're starting. Here we go.
Oh, he's had a wine.
And not even a whole glass yet. Fuck. Here we go.
Whoa. I'm gonna get fighty before the end of this.
Shit.
Right, ladies and gentlemen. Again, this is Mark 2. This is part 2. This is the second Chronicles of. If you haven't watched the first one, for the love of God, go back. Because the vast bulk of this isn't going to make sense otherwise.
No, probably not, no.
Yeah, it's almost like a follow on it. I don't think we've ever had a follow on before.
This is going to be 95% callback.
Yeah, I suppose, probably is,
Oh,
wonderful.
Jamie, did you do an intro or no? I don't. You must have done.
Of course, I've written an intro. I'm no amateur, sir. Come on.
Oh, stellar. Well, obviously, then you know how this works. So,
yeah, I'm an old hand.
Veteran of the game.
Did it once before. Reckons he's got it all sorted out. The vaulting ambition of the artist.
Phenomenal.
Right, I'll do my introduction then and we can get going. Ladies and gentlemen, today we bring you a returning guest, a man who joined us last July to talk all about sticking recorders up his nose, bad bowl haircuts, and, well, quite frankly, drinking an awful lot while in university. He returns to talk all about what he's been up to since 10-year reunions, strippers, and horrible histories. Boys and girls, join us as we welcome back the man who apparently dreams about having lemon tattoos, the one and only Ethan Lawrence, because these are the Chronicles of Ethan Lawrence 2.
Right, and another thing, right? So, you know my butcher's closed?
Yes, I remember, yeah.
Yeah, we had I told you that I was in a foul humour because of it last time.
Yes, you did.
Right? Not only reopened under new management, but all of the old staff retained.
Oh,
yes. That is a victory for the local high street, boys.
That's magnificent. I have to clap that, especially this day and age with with this absolute scum of a fucking go. Sorry, we'll get into it,
Easy.
Sorry.
We'll get to that.
We'll get to that.
However, in other news, speaking of the local high street and its relative environs, this is the first example I've ever seen of a charity shop closing. Yes.
How?
No more British Heart Foundation on the high street.
Oh, God, yeah, I forgot about that.
But we've kept the butchers. That's the main thing.
We can take
Screw the heart. We don't need them.
We just need the meat.
You don't buy animal hearts in butchers?
I'm pretty sure you can. You might have to ask, though.
Yeah.
They don't keep it in the front refrigerator bit.
Yeah, I suppose
still pulsing and bleeding into the ice.
Oh, this is freshly killed. This by 2 minutes ago.
Look at that. Yeah. Still got the pig out back, have you? I'll have a loin while you're at it.
One thing we have to discuss, Ethan, is when last we spoke, we were very much interested in your interior decorating skills. Where's the white wall and the brickwork gone?
Oh, the webcam's slightly moved. There's the prequel.
There it is. Yes.
Oh no, I've moved the webcam and now I'm never going to be able to get it back into a good point. This is the same area. This is the same zone, just from a slightly different angle. That's all.
Oh, as long as it's still there.
The sweat from my eyes right now. I am. It is. I mean, it's nuclear outside, isn't it?
As to again to sort of to ground this into a place and time, it is the hottest day of the year.
Yeah. It really is.
Although it must be said that the meteorology department appended the very ominous words "so far."
No.
I'm like, really? Because it's September. We're having an Indian summer, apparently.
Can we have had it during the summer, not just this 1 week?
No,
that'd be great.
We're having it Indian style because apparently that's what that means. It's all I've heard people talk about with regards to the weather. They're like, "Oh, we've had a very drizzly July, but I tell you, we'll have an Indian summer." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, good. What's that mean? What's that?"
It sounds like a buffet thingy boy from Iceland.
An India summer pack comes with a samosa, a bhaji, and let us not forget a little tray of the lamb vindaloo.
Oh yes, of course.
Oh, what a joy!
I swear, right? They say that climate change doesn't exist or whatever, but I swear it's the government's plan to kill off the gingers. Nobody wants the gingers around anymore, so they've gone, "Oh yeah, it doesn't exist. Like, just keep running your cars, turn it up a little bit more. Let's get rid of the pricks." Not 2080.
not to get too political, but I really feel that in today's day and age, the gingers are not as persecuted as they once were.
No, we're not. I was just trying to make a little joke.
I really feel like we've been accepted.
Yeah, finally.
At long last, it took a while. It took some high-profile names, but we got there. Finally,
Chris Evans, legend. He's been fighting for us since the 90s.
he's been knocking him out since the 90s. Oh god, Top Gear. Do you remember he was on Top Gear for a cup of coffee?
Yes, he was. Yeah.
With Joey from Friends.
This is such a random. Oh, we want to bring the show back. Who should we get? I don't know. Who's the first 3 people in your phone book? There you go.
No one could tell that the BBC was panicking at all. No one could tell.
No. I love it. People just kept calling him Joey. It's like, it's not fucking Joey, right? Why did you call me that?
I'm Matthew the White. That's what his name means in English.
That took me way too long to click on then.
Matthew the White. And his close personal friend, Shear the Beef. I actually saw on I was watching House of Games the other day. You know House of Games, the old Richard Osman quiz show, Tea Time. And they referenced the dressage Olympic competitor Charlotte Desjardins. And I was like, cool, Charlie the Garden. Lovely. That's nice, isn't it?
Absolutely brilliant. Where did the French get us thinking of their names up from?
Well, if you're gonna speak French and come over, I reckon you should just bloody well learn the language. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what I think. Come over here and bloody learn the language.
Oh, you could definitely tell it's on the wine now.
I was going to say the wine's kicked in.
Oh yeah, the drunk voice. I forgot. Yeah, I did. I rewatched. So I rewatched our previous interview when we were gearing up for the one that was then delayed by dentistry.
Yes.
Okay.
So we're now a month removed from that, and I've forgotten all of it. All I remembered was I have to bring up the butchers. I have to.
That's amazing. That's real, but that is huge. That's like we don't even need to talk about anything else. That's just the best news I've heard.
Well, that's the thing. I remember it taking up quite an outsized portion of the original interview, considering how much we had to get through. Like, we had a full 10 years of professional acting career, but a lot of it was taken up with butcher chat
and pizza deliveries. I believe,
but that's all part of the journey.
It is
exactly.
That was all part of it.
People will get confused if you skip over that. It's like, well, hang on a second. How did he get to afterlife? How did he get there? Someone tell me. I need to know.
Well, by failing. That's how.
But speaking of being impatient and needing to know something, you did something quite. No, this isn't failing. This is a fucking win. Something you did a few weeks ago. Saturday mashup. You were slimed on TV. I was so damn jealous.
Oh, don't be. Being slimed on TV is a lot like during jury duty, and I've done both, right? Everyone who hasn't done it thinks that that's something they want to do. No, you don't.
Why? I've always wanted to do it since I was a kid.
Do you know what? It might have been better if I was within reach of home.
Oh, okay.
For broader context, Saturday Mashup is a CBBC live magazine show that I went on to promote Horrible Histories. And it's a lovely show. The people there were so great. They really eased us through. I'd never really done live TV before, so, I was kind of nervous, but they really did. Sorry, I'm fiddling. They really did everything they could to make us feel at home and Writer's Reign and everything like that. The one issue that I have with the program as a whole, and this isn't anyone's fault per se, is that it's in Glasgow, which is far away.
Yeah.
So I'm game for a laugh. Friday, I hop on a train. Do you know how long it takes to get to Glasgow by rail?
About 8 hours, 7 hours,
4.5.
What?
4.5 direct.
That's nuts. That's from London, though, isn't it?
Yeah. Just straight up.
That's incredible.
We'll get onto this later because we've got other stuff to discuss that also involves trains. This is going to be a train-heavy app. I've learned how far away things are on trains. So I get into Glasgow, and it welcomes me by the heavens opening. In what was at the time, you remember this must have been this was June. So we just had a little burst of heat. Yes. And then that all came to a close, and then it was rain for the rest of the time. But I arrived and it was biblical. Rock into the hotel, go over to a little bar nearby, which was, it's called Lebowski's. And brilliant. Yes, in answer to your next question.
Did you have a White Russian?
It is entirely themed around the 1998 film The Big Lebowski.
I now need to go there.
It was pretty good.
But did you have a White Russian?
I certainly did.
Yes.
I had one of the 28 White Russians on offer.
What? There's more than one?
They're mixing it with all kinds of stuff in there. And they've all got delightful names. Everyone Google it. I'm not going to say them here.
Okay.
It's Glasgow. It's rough up there. So I get in the next day for Saturday Mashup, early doors, run through rehearsals, everything like that. Everything's going well. We kick off at 9:30, and we've got 2.5 hours roughly of stuff. And at the end of it, I get slimed. Now, I had a train to catch. So I get covered in this stuff, right? I'm absolutely head to toe. I'm gunked. It's bad times. And because of where I was sitting, because I was with Jess Ransom, wonderful Horrible Histories, shout out. Whoop, whoop. So we sort of went there as a pair. So we were getting slime together. So because of the angle of where I was and because of where the slime was coming from, a lot of it went in my ear.
Oh. Okay, yeah.
So my brain's covered in slime, my body's covered in slime, my clothes are covered in slime. And then basically once we go off there, I'm hurried to a changing room which has a shower, and I'm also given a heavy duty bin bag, right? And so that contains all my clothes. That goes in the case. Quickest shower I've ever had in my life, like just scraping the gunk out of the side of my head with a chisel, throwing everything in the case, and then hopping in a taxi to the train station, and then 4.5 hours home.
Oh, dude, that's brutal.
Fun fact about what they make the slime out of, I think it's mostly soap. Because when I got back, I thought, well, I'll chuck everything in the bath and try and get the slime off before I put it in for a proper wash. And I tell you what, the lather I got on that. I shouldn't have worried.
The washing machine.
I honestly shouldn't have worried. It's so clean.
It's probably a good job I didn't stick it straight in the washing machine. Just the bubbles go fucking everywhere.
I'm really pleased I did it because it was saturated. Like it was a bad scene.
Well, I don't feel as jealous now. So you put my mind at ease a little bit there because I was very jealous when I found out. I'm not gonna lie.
Like I said, it's exactly like jury duty.
It's a great way to compare.
Yeah, I've never done jury duty. I've always been intrigued by jury duty. Though.
See, what did I just say? I've always thought I'd love to do my civic duty. No, you wouldn't. Doing your civic duty sucks.
Yeah, but I'd want like a really like delicious case. Do you know what I mean?
No, you don't, because they last for ages and you're not paid enough.
Oh, okay. All right. In that case, let's just edit. Actually, no, Joe doesn't do any editing, so that's in there forever now.
Don't believe in editing.
I know there's no editing. I rewatched it, remember? And I was like, God, they cut nothing. My word. Not even any of the stuff that was legally actionable. They kept that all in. Mental.
Yeah, we're here a year later and we're still good. So
none of us are taken away in chains. We're good.
So now all the Bloodstock content is going to come out. People are going to go back and they're going to be like, oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Look what they were like pre-Bloodstock. My word.
Then they could be asked back far enough because there's so much on there. They'd be like, "Oh, we'll stop it. It's fine. We've got to May. It's all good."
That's fine. You're relying on scroll fatigue.
Yeah,
that's a good position for the channel to be in.
What I really
created a wall of content that no one will be able to penetrate. That's
yeah. We had some lovely advice from a fellow podcaster and a really good friend of ours, and he was like, "Smash them all in one." We're like, "We'll do them one at a time, just to be on the safe side."
Well, it keeps the release schedule sort of moving, doesn't it? Because that would be a mega rep if you glued all that together. I mean, that's got to be like over 3 hours, surely.
Well, the Bloodstock ones are only like 10 minutes odd, so they're very, very short.
But there were a lot of them.
There's 32,
and they're still coming out.
They finished today, luckily. But yes, you are spot on.
Because every time I go on the Instagram, I'm like, oh heavens, another. God, they were getting about, weren't they?
We try. We do our best. No.
Lanyards.
All access pass.
Putting all that Bloodstock energy into admin. Actually, I think you'll find I belong here with all of the long hairs. I think you'll find. So if you don't mind letting me through, I've got an interview. I've got an interview with Behemoth.
Yeah. Oh my God, I'm so going to talk that next year. I'm just going. Hello, lovely to see you.
Excuse me. I'm looking for arch enemy. There's a lot of silence with the laughing. That's really disconcerting.
Oh, sorry.
That really tickled both of us, and that was great.
That was superb. Oh, that's going in the best bits at the end of the year.
One of the things I do remember from last year is that there was a lot of that, and we had to, and we didn't cut around any of the points where we were all paralysed with laughter for 30 seconds at a time.
No, the German accent is a particular favourite of mine from last year.
I did lots more of that. It's still so camp. I can't change it.
It's great. It's so. Although I watched one earlier where you played an Icelandic son.
Oh my word! Yeah,
we're playing chess. That was great as well.
Yeah, I kept my own accent for that one. Fortunately.
Yeah, I know. I know.
There's no rhyme or reason to any of it.
Do you know what? Right, like watching, like we'll get to it later, but like it's fucking great.
Good show, isn't it?
It's just. For kids' TV as well, it's fucking fantastic, and just the way that it's done, and it's almost like pushing the boundaries. I find, but I love that. That's what kids' TV should be.
Was it? We had this discussion before, didn't we?
Yes.
Again, calling back to the previous. If you haven't watched it, we know we're going to rip. But if you haven't watched Chronicles of Ethan Lawrence part then you are not welcome here in Pudder. Go back. And for anyone coming, if anyone is now coming back here from Patois, welcome. Thank you for obeying what I will inevitably say in Patois, which is you need to go listen to Patin and Pudder. But I think we did cover it when we were talking about children's TV before, because I do remember taking real umbrage with you.
Yes, you did.
Yeah, because you were saying it's toothless. And I was like, well, how much do you watch? And you were like, none. And I was like, well, I don't think you're in a position to have an opinion on that then.
No, which is actually spot on. But now I've said it. So
But now you've seen it and suddenly, oh, I have no idea if that picked up on the Zoom because it really does compress.
I didn't hear it.
Okay.
No, I didn't.
I said vindicated in a really high voice.
Okay. Fucking Zoom, you prick.
It's only part way through I realized I was like, oh, the compression stuff on Zoom is like really powerful. No one's gonna be able to hear that. But it was like
awful.
It was vindicated, but like 3 octaves higher, just so everyone knows.
I thought you were going for a dashboard confessional type style.
Who could say? It's lost now. We'll never hear it.
Bastards.
And I haven't created a native recording, so there's no way. I probably should have done that, huh?
Fine.
Oh yeah, wait, no, there's no editing. Why
No
am I
editing.
thinking?
No editing.
Why
Come
am I
on.
thinking
Come
about
on, Ethan.
providing a separate audio track? Silly me. With my highfalutin ideas of production.
Yeah. I've got a full-time job and a family to look after. Editing.
Oh,
is
we've all got full-time jobs and
sacrifices.
families. I still found the time to go to Wembley Stadium to watch wrestling.
That was going to be my question. How was All In? Did you enjoy
Oh, it was brilliant. It was so good. So yeah, this is for those keeping count at home. This is All Elite Wrestling, All In Wembley Stadium, the first wrestling show in Wembley Stadium in 31 years, I think it was.
Yeah.
Yes.
The previous one being SummerSlam 1992.
Yep.
Correct.
British Bulldog going straight over Bret the Hitman Hart.
Jerry did.
as a feel-good pop for the fans. And this time we had Saraya going over Tony Storm, Hikaru Shida, and Britt Baker, which was received less positively. But what are you going to do?
Yeah, I didn't get it, but
Hometown win.
Whatever.
It's she won't have it for long.
No, hopefully. Well, I'm just glad Jamie Hayter wasn't there.
That's injury. That's injury. What can you do?
No, I know, but but the main event was just out of this world.
It was unbelievable, and to be there live for it, to be there live for the orchestral reimagining of MJF's theme as he comes in on the throne. And I not to brag, fellas, but I spent a considerable amount of money to have not bad seats. I was in the first tiering of the raised bit.
Yeah. So
perfect view of the screen and like enough that you could see if there was like a big move in the ring, you saw all of it. Like if someone's doing a big old jump or a big old superplex or some such, I could look down from the screen and be like, there they are, all the little wrestle boys jumping about. Oh, Will Ospreay went very high, didn't he? Yes. I guess you could say he was elevated.
Hey.
That's a reference to scene music, ladies and gentlemen.
Obscure
Obscure wrestling trivia. You're damn right we've got it.
Because I made the mistake of going to the floor. I wanted the floor seats. And I couldn't
see shit, right?
Nope. I mean, I could see it when they came to the top rope. I was like, oh, cool. And then as if they jumped off, gone.
Now, I didn't know that you were there, Tom.
I was there. I only saw you were there after I'd left.
See, this is the thing. This is disappointing because it turns out, for the first time, I would imagine probably ever, we were in the same room.
We were.
And we with 81,035 of our friends.
Well, yeah. Yeah, I didn't know you were going.
Cannot believe you didn't spot me in the in the tsunami of people.
Weirdly, I saw one of my friends from Scotland I've not seen for like 15 years. That was weird.
They say, don't they, that well, I don't know if you've heard this because you don't live in London or near London or think about London, I imagine, but with you being in the UK's second city. But they say that you're more likely to bump into someone you know in London than anywhere else in the world.
Did they actually say
I have heard that expression before, yeah.
Yeah, because it's where people go, innit? Like, especially if you're in the centre, there's a chance you're going to see someone there. I don't know how true it is. I've not had the time to test it, nor the inclination, really.
No, that's fair. I was going to say,
just me standing on the corner of Oxford Circus looking for someone I know for days at a time.
Anybody I know here? Hello.
Excuse me.
Are you looking for Ethan Lawrence?
Do you know this man? Big arrow pointing at me.
Yeah. One of them neon one. Like,
Got a sandwich board on.
Or he's dressed as a hot dog, weirdly.
Why? Is that a reference?
God, Horrible Histories has changed. What's happened here?
He's gone insane. Of course he has. He's lost his mind. He's absolutely lost his entire mind.
Yeah. Is it about food this episode? Is that what's going on here?
Like,
the origin of the hot dog? Yeah.
The Frankfurter. Oh, that means he's going to be doing... Yeah, he's doing the German accent again. Oh,
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Essen mein Schnitzel, yeah.
oh, jumping my Frankenfurter. Oh,
God.
I'm going to take on some wine. I feel like I need it.
Oh, this is absolutely superb. I don't think we've even got into anything yet.
This is chaos. We've been here for nearly half an hour and we've done nothing.
I was about to say, I feel like I should like lasso this in a little bit. Like, but no, you've been a very busy man since we spoke last, sir. One of the biggest things you did a bad education reunion episode.
Yes.
I don't recall talking about that the last time you were here, though. So
it was not a thing the last
was
time
it not
we
a
were
thing?
talking.
Or
at least I imagine it was probably being dreamed up in a lab somewhere, but I had not heard of it by that point.
Oh, wow, so that must have come together really fast.
I think so. I mean, there was obviously a lot of work going behind the scenes because I think the main focus was Series 4. And the reunion sort of was tacked on also when it transpired that they were able to get hold of, you know, a fair chunk actually of the original cast. I think they did quite well there. And I mean, I'll be honest, not to sort of like go, oh, actually, no, but like they were genuinely they were lucky they got me.
Really?
Because remember when we were talking before, I was just about to start Horrible Histories.
Yes.
Now, the thing with Horrible Histories is that it is 14-hour day, 5-day weeks.
Oh, I remember you saying.
Yeah.
And that was going to be going on for August all the way through to December.
Yeah.
And so the big question when they came in with the offer was sort of like, okay, when though? When am I supposed to have time to do this?
Yeah.
And so it was like, oh, okay, well, but we managed to squeak it out, and in the end, I was able to get everything that I needed to do for that done in 3 days.
Oh, nice.
Which is, you know, and I don't know if, because you know I've watched it back, I don't know if it suffers from the fact that like Joe is obviously clearly missing for parts of the main action because I wasn't there. But I think they explained it away enough, and I think we just about got away with it. I don't think you could see the joint. Which is all you can hope for.
What was it like being back on set again?
Weird, man. But like, it was weird playing Joe again, but also again, not to be sort of like, but like Joe was like, I knew Joe, I knew what I needed to do and everything like that. My primary focus was still very much on Horrible Histories because that was different every single day.
Yeah.
Whereas with Joe, because I played him for like 4 years, it was like pulling on radiator pants. You know what I mean? It's like that. Yeah. Oh yeah, I know the mode. We're good. Yeah. And like as soon as I found him again, I was like, yeah, okay, yeah, this is going to be fine. All I need to remember here is my words and how I react to people, and we're going to get through this just fine. Yeah, not to say that I was doing it on autopilot or anything, because I always put everything into it, but it was much easier to find it than something like Horrible Histories when, like, I think the grand total of characters that I played was 107 in the end.
Oh my God.
So understandably, my mind was elsewhere.
Understandably. How was it seeing all the cast again, though? Had you kept in touch with any of them, or was this first time you seen them?
I mean, here and there, like on social medias, which is short for social media. It just saves time when I'm talking. So outside of that, no, like, we haven't like met up or anything. Like, you know, you drift apart, don't you? I mean, some of the people who were involved in it like don't act anymore. Like Nikki Chronicles plays Chantal. Like, you know, she's off doing her own thing now outside of the acting world. But like, you know, laced up the boots for one last hurrah. But like Jack Binstead, who plays Remdog, he was on the way out, although he seems now he's on the way back in. This was the spur and the get up and go that he needed. And obviously the whole thing was being built around Leighton and Charlie, who are now carrying the can into the future. In fact, I believe if what I saw on Instagram is true, I believe they just wrapped on Series 5.
Oh wow!
Oh my days!
Yeah, so that'll be I imagine end of this year, beginning of next.
Oh, nice.
Is it ever a weird feeling watching a TV series continue after you've already played your part, sort of thing? Do you always sometimes feel like, oh, why am I not involved, or why maybe I have a part somewhere here or there?
Well, I mean, in this case, it was more along the lines of how would I have found the time?
Well,
in this case, there was an absolutely legitimate reason why there was no way I could have done it. Which leads us on to the next thing. So you know how I said it was going to be very difficult to do Horrible Histories and another job at the same time?
Yes.
Guess what old Clever Clogs here, old Tommy Two Jobs did? In between the location shooting and the studio shooting for Horrible Histories, he only went and got himself another bloody job, didn't he?
Yeah,
of course he did.
And you'd never guess where he got that bloody job, considering that we were shooting most of Horrible Histories in and around areas of the N25. He got it in bloody Leeds, son. Do you know how long it takes to get to Leeds by train?
I knew that was coming.
2 hours?
2.5.
Oh, close.
Very
I will
good.
get one.
See, this was the thing I thought, because this was, obviously when I was going up to Glasgow, I was a dab hand at this sort of shit. Like I knew how long things took. But when I heard it was like, oh, I've got to head up to Leeds, I was like, oh, Christ, that's going to take 16, 18 hours by train. Like, that's all the way up there in the narrow bit. Like, that's going to take forever. But in this way, again, big shout out to my agent who had to go through some incredibly high wire negotiations of time to keep it so that I could still do the vast bulk of the studio stuff for Horrible Histories while also doing this other job. The only downside, really, was waking up in Hayes. That's always a bad thing to do. I didn't enjoy my time in Hayes in London. Not a fan. Waking up in Hayes, going in, doing a full day of Horrible Histories, then dashing over to the train station, taking a train up to Leeds, collapsing in a hotel there, and then waking up in the morning doing a whole day of Boat Story. That's the name of the show, by the way. We've got a first look on Twitter. You should check it out. It looks really cool. Then doing a full down Boat Story, then hopping back on the train, then coming all the way back to Hayes to then go to sleep and then do Horrible Histories the next day. Do you remember how I said I'm not quite sure how I got through my third year of university because I spent most of it drunk?
Yes.
I'm not quite sure how I got through the last half year of 2022 because I was exhausted.
Because you're on a train for 90%.
Because I've spent so long on a train, man.
Oh, it's grim. I mean, at least from London, most stuff's direct because of this side of the country. It's like that will take you 7 hours to get to Birmingham, and you're only in
realms.
Yeah. And it's like that train's now cancelled. You have to wait 5 hours for the next one. Good luck.
Yeah, you have to take this very strange circuitous route around Luton. I hope you're ready for the East Midlands.
Yeah. Hit Grimsby for half an hour, then we'll go to Kent, Portsmouth, Bournemouth, and Southampton.
A nice big
just because. And then we'll take you right back to Edinburgh. Is that okay?
That's dreadful. But yeah, no, London is direct because that's where all the magic happens.
Yeah, that's literally where they focus on everything and then go fuck everybody else.
That's where they put all the money.
I mean, Birmingham can attest for that, can't they, Jay?
Let's not talk about Birmingham's financial situation, please.
Oh yeah, you went bankrupt, didn't you?
Yes.
You went bankrupt. But yeah, so but basically that was my August through to February. It started with Horrible Histories, then midway through that, Bad Education Reunion, then a little bit more Horrible Histories, and then midway through that, Boat Story. Then Horrible Histories ended in December, and then Boat Story continued into the new year, which then landed us in February. And it's been pretty quiet since then.
It'd be nice to be quiet for a bit.
Yeah, I was going to say. And I'm pretty sure things were quiet for a while when we chatted to you last as well. And then you were like, but I've got this bulk coming up.
Well, you see, because I told you a couple of fibs.
Oh, how dare you? How dare
Well, because at the time, I was not at liberty to talk about Magic Mike.
I was just going to bring on to that, yes.
Which I had shot in May. So I was actually not that far removed from having wrapped on Magic Mike.
You bloody bastard.
Oh.
But
Well,
still.
I respect when I sign a non-disclosure agreement. I respect the hell out of it, and I've never blabbed to friends. I would never do that.
No, fair. Because I'd be the worst for that. I'd be like,
I know, yeah.
That's what's happening.
I can't tell you a secret at all.
Yeah, I could definitely, but I mean, for my own if it was me personally, then I'll be like, oh my God, but if it's someone else, then I respect it. You know, I respect the code, as it were. But if it was me doing something, I'd be like, oh my God, I'll have to tell somebody. Do you know what I mean?
The thing is, though, some of these things are kind of tricky because, like, you know, I was under an NDA for Magic Mike, but also it had been reported in more than one tabloid that Channing Tatum had been spotted shooting Magic Mike in London. But the thing is, they didn't sign an NDA, so they don't have to worry about that. Like, then,
of course,
they're under no legal obligation to keep it a secret. You know? They were just like, "Oh, look, Channing Tatum in Clapham. What's going on? let's get some boots on the ground to find out what's happening here."
How did that come about?
Yeah, I was about to say.
Right. Well, we're gonna have to. It's story time with Ethan Lawrence, baby. That's also.
That was amazing.
So here we were. So July. I'm just trying to think of. What I told you and what I couldn't tell you. Basically, the story stopped around Afterlife, didn't it?
Yes.
When we were talking about it last time, because in between then and then it would have been Magic Mike, which I can tell you about, and in the future was Horrible Histories, and we didn't know about Bad Educational Boat Story.
Yeah.
So really, this story starts in December 2021.
Oh.
Now I'm not sure if you remember this. It was a bleak midwinter. However, we were allowed to go do Christmas with our families.
Yes.
But I wasn't, because I had COVID.
Ah.
Yes. Now, I think I told you this bit. I think we got as far as this bit when I had the Rona and it was horrible. And I forgot how to learn lights.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So the reason why that was such a high intensity scenario is because in that January, I started auditioning and got fairly deep, or I say fairly deep, started auditioning for a West End show, the name of which I won't mention because not fair. I got like heartbreakingly close, like final two close.
Oh no!
And it didn't go my way in the end. And so, you know, I was recovering from like my memory being shot, and I'd done all this, and it was a proper blow to the confidence. But like, I had the phone call from my agent. He rings up and he goes, "Yeah, so it's not gone your way this time." And I was like, "Oh, that's a shame," because I'd gone through like maybe 6 or 7 rounds of auditions by that point. And so it was heartbreaking. But I get the call and he says, "Yeah, it's not gone your way this time." Other bit of weird news, if you're interested. And I was like, yeah, what's up? He goes, just had Steven Soderbergh on the phone. And I'm like, as in, yeah. You heard of Magic Mike? Get to the fucking point, Michael! Turns out, the producers of Magic Mike had seen Afterlife and had essentially rewritten this character with me in mind.
Holy shit!
It was not an audition; it was offer only, baby.
Oh,
nice!
Gorgeous.
And so they were like, "Yeah, you start in April," and I was like, "Oh." Okay. And so yeah, that's the story of how a tubby little prick from Essex ended up in Magic Mike's The Last Dance
as a character named Woody.
Woody,
best name for a stripper movie ever.
Based after a real guy, turns out.
Oh, really?
The original stage manager of the Magic Mike live shows in Miami was called Woody. And the character was originally like a middle-aged dude, like, you know, some like graying 50-year-old, but, you know, with spunk and that. But in this case, they were sort of like, nah, what this doesn't need a 55-year-old Floridian. What this needs is that It's the kid who got in the bath, and it's the afterlife bath man. It's the bowl cut fella. It's the guy who nearly threw himself off of a sea wall in Doc Martin. It's that guy. It's Estate Agent Lee. That's who we need.
But what was that like? What was it like though, being there?
Absolutely mental. So I rock up on the first day, and where were we? I think they'd set up like the unit base in like Hyde Park or something mad like that. But like we rock up, and all the Winnebagos are down there. We've got the trailers and everything like that. I'm deposited in a trailer, and they're like, right, onwards to makeup. And I'm like, hell yeah, get into makeup. The makeup team, it's only the same makeup team that did Afterlife Series 2. So I'm like, hey, Fran. And she's like, this is crazy. Why are you here? Well, work, presumably. Yeah. And this conversation sort of petered out.
You're in London. You'll see someone you know.
Yeah. It's just a small world, isn't it? So just small world. I ain't never even been in London, but I went down one time and I met my friend Felicia.
So I'm sat there in the makeup chair, and I don't require much makeup. Not to say that I'm like super handsome or anything. I think they just realise they're on a highway to nothing. Like I'm a lost cause. They're just like a bit of powder to make it so you're not sweating as much, and then on you go, son. So I'm getting that done. And obviously there's a mirror in front of me, and I've got a perfect view of the entrance to the makeup trailer. In walks Channing Tatum. Now, you're not. I think I spoke about this as well when I did How to Talk to Girls, when I was in the presence of Nicole Kidman.
Yes.
And you're sort of like, oh right, Hollywood difference. Like, these people exude charisma. Like it's a crazy kind of like you don't even know what's happening. Anyway, he comes in. Now, what was nice, and I really genuinely appreciated this actually, he was producing. And so I think exec producing. And so because of that, he had, obviously he would have had some input and some sway. And also he has a responsibility as a producer to make sure everyone's comfortable and everything like that. He made the approach.
Oh, nice.
He came up to my chair and he goes, Ethan, right? And I'm like, yeah, nice to meet you. Grabs my hand, firmest handshake I've ever felt in my entire life. And he goes, hi, I'm Chan.
Oh, smooth.
Chan, is it? Ooh.
So it was Chan from then on. So that was day one. There was a bit of kerfuffle with our leading lady, but eventually it landed on Salma Hayek. And like she came in on like properly late notice. And so like she like rocks in. She like turned up like the day before, jet lagged to shit. Her first scene was like a 3/4 page monologue, and she like knocked out in one.
Oh,
and you're like, that's okay, that's why. I get it now. That it is me struggling with my line, which was hello, and there's a 3/4 page monologue while jet lagged. Yeah, all right, okay, fine. Yes, I get it. I should work harder. I know.
I just scanned it. Went like it's like first and then it's like, oh.
But like from my position, like for the most part, I was Woody's the stage manager, I should say, of the London show. So a lot of my work was standing in a booth pretending to call a show. So I'm like, oh, LXQ1, that means something. But that afforded me a really rather excellent view of all the hunky boys.
I can imagine it did.
Doing their hunky dancing with their hunky torsos. And yeah, no, it's not a bad way to live. Dinner and a show, as they say.
Speaking of Salma Hayek, did I read somewhere about her giving you a box of salt or something?
Other way around, mate.
You gave her a box of salt.
Oh, right. Okay, you want this anecdote? Okay.
Yeah, I need to know.
Right. So I come from a town called Malden. We've discussed this. It has a butcher's.
Yes.
But no British Heart Foundation. And
bastards.
Malden is one of its claims to fame, as well as being the birthplace of me and Sam Ryder, is Malden salt. It's a table salt, rock salt, a finishing salt. Oh, Lovely stuff. And so I thought for the Americans / Mexicans, as a wrap gift, don't laugh at that.
It made me laugh, all right?
That's not funny. That's me correctly saying where Salma Hayek is from.
Isn't she Colombian?
Fuck.
Now I can laugh.
If only there was a way we could check.
If only there was a way we could edit out if it was wrong, but there we are.
Breaking the habit of a channel lifetime. I demand that you remove that. I'm going to have to Google this because otherwise it's going to make me cry. And then we'll continue with the anecdote. Mexican American, thank you.
Oh,
is she?
Right.
Yeah. Well, according to Google. Are you thinking of Shakira?
No.
You're thinking of Shakira.
Just in case you're unclear who Shakira was.
I'm having it myself now.
Shakira.
Famous Colombian American actresses.
These hips do not lie.
He's thinking of Shakira. I know he is. He's Googling, but all he's Googling is Shakira. Let's get to tell him that she's Colombian.
Wasn't she married to Piqué?
Wasn't she married to Salma Hayek?
You know what? I think, yeah. Ethan, I apologize. I held my hands up and I profusely apologize to you. And I bow at your feet. I do apologize.
Don't edit this. Keep this in.
I'll keep that in. Yeah.
This is important content. Anyway, the anecdote. So I figure for the Americans and the Mexicans, thank you. I would buy them a box of molten salt because it's something I doubt they would have heard of, but also it's relatively unique, and it's also something that means a lot to me because it's where I'm from, and it's something that actually also as a wrap gift has utility because you can buy all sorts of stuff, but like salt that gets used. So I go out get a few boxes of salt. And on my second to last day, I speak to a production runner and I was like, when they've all gone, would you mind popping these boxes and accompanying cards into their trailers so they get them morning of? And she was like, yeah, no problem. So that happens. And like, I get a thank you from Chan. I get a thank you from Stevie S. That's Steven Soderbergh. That's just what I call him. But I don't actually see Salma Hayek until we get to set, which was the Clapham Grand Theatre in London. Check it out. They've got some great stuff going on. They do a lot of wrestling there, actually. It's very good fun. Cabaret Riot. It's brilliant. Anyway, I, of course, as well you should. So I rock up. I'm feeling $1 million at this point. I'm like, I've done such a clever rap gift. I'm a freaking genius. Clever boy over here. And then from the other end, the other side of this enormous space, this enormous performance space, from the other side of the room, I hear, you. And I'm like, oh no. I see Salma Hayek. She's doing the come hither gesture. And I'm like, oh, fuck, what have I done? Oh no, I'm gonna get killed and eaten by Salma Hayek. How is this fair? How could this possibly be fair? So I'd walk over, tail between my legs. But she comes up to me, grabs my shoulders like really hard, and like just directly into my eyes, just says, "I fucking love salt." As it transpired, her PA, as soon as like she'd seen the salt, she sent her PA to go and get eggs, and was like having like with the salt on it and everything like that. But meanwhile, cut back to this moment, she's gonna fucking love salt, and I'm standing there and I'm like, "Ah, good, you're hurting me." And so I like to. I mean, certainly that's given me. I've since that happened, I've dined out on that anecdote.
I don't blame you.
And I like to think she hasn't forgotten.
She's probably still using it now in the kitchen, thinking of you.
Oh no, if she started using it day off, she's used it all by now.
Oh, okay.
This was last year. Like if she's having it on her breakfast every morning, that's gone. She needs more. I should send her some.
Yes, you should.
I should send Salma Hayek some salt.
It's Christmas in a few months.
you'll get a phone call and you'll hear is you.
What? This again. She's tracked me down. She didn't even give her my number. How did she get it?
She just knows everyone. She just knows people. She just knows everyone.
She could find it. Her husband is a billionaire. I can be found.
I need the British guy.
The one who gave me this child. I need the guy who kept ad-libbing at the end of all the scenes and made me really confused. But that's why they hired me. Like, I was constantly being pulled aside and saying, once this scene is finished, feel free to ad-lib something. And I'm like, oh, red rag to a bull. And knowing full well that none of this is going to get used. But
so make an impression.
I just went buck wild with it. So like, I'm talking about there's a scene where like they dress up as swans to trick this lady, and there was have you not seen it? Oh my god, you've not done research. Oh my word.
I can't say I've watched any Magic Mikes, I'll be honest.
Can't believe you showed up to this extremely important interview.
Look, after seeing a Magic Mike post of Kevin Nash on it, I've sworn never to watch those films.
He appeared in Magic Mike's Last Dance on a Zoom.
On a Zoom?
Yes! Much in the way we are now. It wasn't even a solid connection. It was great. What was I saying? Oh yeah, ad-libbing.
Hey.
So at one point they have to dress up in like this beautiful swan outfit in order to trick a lady. And like the outline of the scene is Chen saying like, you know, oh, I need some feathers. That's the outline. And so then you can like smash cut to like, you know, the heist, as it were. But instead, for the ad-lib, just pulled out my phone. I'm like, get it up, and I'm like, yeah, Jerry, how many swans have you got? Yeah, I need a job lot of them stat. Yeah, beaks and all, mate. Beaks and all. So this is happening, and like I do stuff like that like all the time. This is the one scene that had Salma Hayek in it, who, when the camera's called cut, looks at me and genuinely turns to one of the producers and goes, "What the fuck is he talking about?"
Brilliant.
And I'm like, oh, good. I'm glad I made an impression. It's what I'm hired to do. You get me in the room, I make the boom. All right. That's me. That's my job. I'll let Salma Hayek get on with learning incredibly rich blocks of text and delivering them perfectly despite being jet lagged. And I will make little wisecracks.
About swans.
And in fact, actually, speaking of those wisecracks, wisecracks, I've had a wine. I'm talking to the dancers, right? And like all of these dancers are pulled from the Magic Mike live shows. So like there was some from the London branch, there was some that came over from Miami and Vegas. I think we had a couple from Berlin. And so like, you know, they knew the show inside out anyway. But I was chatting to them and like, you know, it's a sort of, you know, shared actor life. Because a lot of them were acting for the first time because they were primarily dancers. But, you know, they had aspirations to go into acting and everything like that. But then, like, some of them, they were there, and obviously they're thick and they're cut and, like, you know, they're very handsome and they've got big muscles. And I'm looking at them, they're doing, like, 800 press-ups before a dance routine just to make sure all those veins are popping. And I'm looking at them, I'm like, you know, if I'd done more sit-ups and made less jokes, there but for the grace of God, you know what I mean? I could have been that. I could have been ruining my knees by the age of 25. But instead, here I am, 30, with knees intact, but nothing to show for it.
But you got to confuse Salma Hayek, so you've got something to show.
Well, you know.
That's what you need.
But there's no monetary value in that.
But it's great podcast content. So
it's content, lads.
It's content. That's the currency of today's content.
Grist for the content mill.
I can imagine there's points where Channing keeps taking his top off. You go, oh, again. Oh, Chan, just so Chan.
He was relatively restrained, to be fair. Like, you know, the
Oh, really?
Well, actually, the film itself is sort of a kind of passing of the torch thing. Insofar as Magic Mike is directing the show rather than starring in it. And so it's more about this new breed of dancers that are coming up. Of course, he does do the famous water dance at the end, which I would say, pound for pound, is the sexiest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. And I've seen actual sex. So just picture that.
I get it. Yeah, no, I get it.
Yeah. Sexier than sex and twice as wet. That's what I would say about the water dance. So, spoiler alert, at the end of Magic Mike, they do a lot of dancing and it's all very good. And you should go and watch it, especially if you're, I don't know, just pulling a random example out of the air, going into an interview situation with one of the people that were in it. He says, knowing full well that he hasn't seen all the Bloodstock videos, but he saw a couple.
Well, I appreciate watching the couple.
Yeah, I'll get to it. I'm a busy man.
No, Ethan, it's cool. Like,
as you know, there's been a lot of AEW wrestling over the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, I mean, I still haven't fully caught up yet.
I mean, so what? So as it was Wednesday yesterday, so essentially 3 Dynamites, 2 Rampages, 2 Collisions, all in and all out. That's a lot of wrestling.
That is a lot of wrestling. To put with an acting lifestyle as well. And going down to the butchers.
The acting lifestyle. I've done fuck all since March. Like,
oh, dude, something's coming up surely.
I don't believe you after that.
That's not fair. It's a bit of a lie. What I've been doing mostly since Boat Story wrapped is post production. You're finishing stuff up on Horrible Histories, finishing stuff off on Boat Stories. I've actually got ADR to do for Horrible Histories next week, Monday, for example. So that's still ongoing. Because I think I told you we were doing 2 series back to back of Horrible Histories.
Yes.
So 10 and 11. So 10 is sort of trickling out now, and now they're getting 11 prepped for next year. So still a lot of back end content, still to be done, still to be dubbed, and everything like that. But no, in all honesty, the industry's in stasis at the moment. Not to get too heavy, but like a combination of Brexit, cost of living, the fact that they've made everything that they had stored during the pandemic, and then add on to that the strikes in Hollywood at the minute, which in your head probably shouldn't affect the UK film and television industry, but the UK film and television industry is kept aloft by American productions because they bloody love shooting over here.
Yes.
Yeah. Because we have the best crews in the world. But of course, nothing's shooting at the minute. And, you know, oh, woe is me. Obviously, huge solidarity with everyone who is striking. I'm not part of SAG-AFTRA. I'm not part of the WGA, so I am not on strike and still very much available for work. Still ready to go, whatever it may be. But yeah, no, the issue at the moment is money. Like there's in so far as in television and film production in the UK, there's just not enough of it at the moment. Because they spent most of it on the post-pandemic stuff, and then it's difficult to recover when everything is like 1.5 times more expensive than it was.
Yeah, it's shit, quite frankly.
Thanks, David Cameron. I'm blaming him for this, and no one else.
Just
give it to Cassidy. Another obscure reference there for anybody who's watching the YouTube.
We got him. Yeah, no. So it's been after what was like the most manic period of my career. It's been very quiet, and mainly just keeping myself afloat with all the post stuff.
Does the AI stuff concern you in any way?
Oh, hugely. Because clearly one thing that we've learned from the reaction to the strikes by the money men is that if you give them an inch, they'll take the piss.
Yep.
And so, like, it's a horrible situation for the arts to be in, because there's an argument to be made that it saves money. Although, speaking personally, I sort of feel like we'd save a lot more money if we replaced some of the top chief executives with AI. I think that would be a lot cheaper, wouldn't it? Because how much was it that Bob Iger gets? He was 26 million a year.
Something like that, wouldn't you?
Yeah, 26. I figure
here or there,
you could make, I think, a low budget horror movie for that, and wouldn't really need Bob Iger to do that.
No.
Just have a computer. Just running just a laptop in an empty room. just drawing a couple of pennies of electricity a day.
Ridiculous money.
You could make a independent horror film. I could be in it the horror film, actually. I could be in that.
Lead?
And if it was made in the States, that means I'll be partway to getting my SAG-AFTRA membership. But then I'd be on strike, wouldn't I?
I was going to say, then you'd be on strike, to work.
I'd be building a rod for my own back. I'm like, oh shit, now I've got to show solidarity. Ugh! Fine, I'll see you on the picket. Jesus.
Jamie alluded to earlier. What was the lemon tattoo about? I know you're going to get it.
Right, okay. So some of the questions you guys come up with are the most niche shit. So I tweeted, by the time this comes out, it's probably going to be a couple of weeks until this comes out, right?
Yeah.
So like this tweet, I've probably deleted it by then. Sorry, it's not even a tweet, is it? This X. I X'd that I had a genuine dream that I had a tattoo of a lemon just here on my left arm, upper. And in the dream, I was supposed to be doing a scene topless, but clearly there had been a miscommunication somewhere down the line, and the makeup team were not aware that I'd gotten a tattoo. And of course, they were like, "Oh, so we've got to cover it." And I'm like, "Well, that's going to be fine. That should be fine." And they said, "No, it's not built into the schedule. Like, we're going to need an extra 15 minutes." And like the second AD comes in and goes, how's it going in here and everything like that. They go, well, it's not good actually. It's not going well at all. With turns out Ethan's got a tattoo of a lemon on his upper arm, and he's going to be topless in the next scene. So we've got to cover that up, and we're working as fast as we can. But we want to get a professional job done. And the second AD goes they've got a lot on, right? But I don't think he should have acted this way, because you know what he did in the dream. I should say, you know what he did. He went.
What did he do?
He went, and I'm like, oh, come on, man! This is no one's fault. I did send an email about this. I mean, I did send it to one of the. I probably sent it to. I imagine the line producer. Don't take it out on the makeup team. Go speak to Sarah. Sarah's the one I emailed. She should have passed that on. This is yeah, it was probably a bad idea to get this so close to filming, but I didn't think this was going to be such a big issue. Anyway, the makeup team, they're struggling. They're like, they get it done, but the start of shooting is delayed until about 8:15, and really they needed cameras rolling sort of at 8, so there was a big delay. And then I woke up.
Nuts.
Very dramatic dream over a tattoo.
I just love citrus.
that was the dream. I woke up like, oh no, I caused an issue.
I caused a 15-minute delay.
No.
Did you check, see if you had? Did you actually check? Go, did I have it? Did I have it?
No. What have I been doing in my sleep?
I wonder what that noise was.
For the record, it was like a Sicilian lemon with the leaf still on it. It's actually kind of a nice design.
Oh, that actually sounds really lovely. Yeah, I love lemons.
I might get it.
Oh, dude, fuck it, just do it.
In honor of this dream I had.
Then randomly get an orange at one point. Yeah, then a lime, but get them in the randomest places. Can I get a lime? Yeah, I want it on my arse cheek.
Yeah. My limey ass. Yeah.
just shake that under, up. Just the cut bit, just under, just by the hamstring would be great.
Right there. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Perfect. That's not going to hurt at all. That's all fat there, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what I said. But I was just thinking, would that hurt? Meaty areas.
It's quite fat skin. I would imagine. I imagine it's more painful on thinner areas.
Yeah.
My chest was horrible.
I was going to say, why am I pontificating about this? I don't have any tattoos, and you do.
Yeah, I don't. For some reason, my brain just went like really analytical about like, oh, I wonder whether that would hurt. Would that be good there? Would it look all right here? Would it probably hurt more here though?
You're thinking about your next tattoo.
I am. Sorry.
Citrus fruit on his arse cheeks.
Sorry, am I not engaging you enough?
No, you definitely.
You're just distracted.
I'm trying to.
I'm done. I might actually go.
Might get more wine. I might join in.
Cheers.
Oh. So let's talk about it. We've hinted at it quite a lot through here. Let's talk about Horrible Histories. When we last spoke, as we said, you were heading off to go film. You were so proud of this show when we last spoke about it. I can imagine it must have been amazing to get back on set.
Absolutely incredible. The difference here was that the time before I was in what they call Category B, which is basically like a day player. For this case, I was upgraded to Category A. So one of the core 8. Which on the one hand was brilliant because it meant I was on set every single day with a commensurate increase in pay, which is always nice. So, you know, on set every single day, playing hundreds of characters and like doing multiple sketches and so much fun and everything like that. The downside was that I was in every single day playing hundreds of characters and the increase in time in the makeup chair. It is an exhausting show to do. Really properly exhausting. More than anything else, I found the difficulty was learning the lines for the next day, doing the scenes, ejecting that, and then learning the lines for the day after. Because there's this constant churn. And like, if you're just playing one character, that's usually fine because they're not in everything, so you can sort of compartmentalize it and break it all down. In this case, it's like, well, no, I could be bloody anything next week. I've got to be ready for literally anything, and I have to be shit hot on the lines because there is not enough money to get this wrong.
How far in advance do you get the scripts then?
Oh, we had the scripts from the beginning. Like, you know, we did read-throughs and everything like that. But bear in mind, that's 24 episodes.
Yeah.
Well over 1,000 pages of text. You know, obviously we're not in all of it.
No.
But like, you know, this is how bad it got. I bought an iPad. Like, for the principal reason that I could create, like, I could get software on the tablet that would create like character breakdowns and like diarize things and do calendars. I can also get script software so that I can highlight everything, move everything around, and put everything in order. Honestly, without a tablet, I don't think I would have been able to do it. Just keeping track of everything was the hardest part.
Was it harder than you expected it to be going in? Obviously, because you've moved up from category. Considerably harder. It was a proper test, I think. And one, I'm glad that I basically succeeded because I'm still alive and they're putting it out. And I'm still in it. So that's a good... Well, yeah, that is always a good thing.
I survived the edit. That's something you won't know about this. That's something other things do. They edit stuff.
No one's got time for that. Come on.
I mean, I think I've watched all of series 10 so far, and I think in the 3 episodes, I think you've played about 7 or 8 people.
Yeah. So extrapolate that across a further 21 episodes.
Oh, dude, must have. I mean, it like I said at the beginning, though, it's fucking great, and I really enjoyed. Lewis and Iron Bevan was absolutely fantastic. The whole happy birthday to the NHS.
Yeah. What's been nice is that these ones, the episodes that we've done, have been coming out on date specifics as opposed to sort of like as a week by week thing.
Yeah.
So we've had Father's Day, we had the 75th anniversary of the NHS, and we did the football one for the start of the Women's World Cup. And it's quite a nice way of doing it, I think. Yeah, just keeping it very thematic and like, you know, on the pulse, as it were. Because like, we've got an episode, I imagine upcoming, that is it's a bonfire night special. Oh, and wow. I remember when we were shooting it, I was like, I bet this is one that's going to appear out of sequence because it would be so weird to put this out in August. We can't do that, surely.
Bonfire night in 3 months.
Oh, it's hot, isn't it? I guess we're having an Indian summer.
What I like about it is obviously it's quite different because you're not really going back in time sort of thing. It's like their stuff's quite relevant now. So like obviously the NHS stuff's obviously fairly new.
It's
the
late
football
40s, early 50s.
Yeah, and then you got the football as well. So it's not like Tudors and Elizabethans and that sort of thing. It's not going all the way back.
There is that though. Like we will get to that. It's just the way the things landed meant that there's just some more contemporaneous stuff at the front end. But don't worry. We'll be going back. Like I've got some Napoleon stuff coming up that's absolutely dynamite. My King Charles II people are already talking BAFTA, and no one's even seen it yet. No one's talking BAFTA.
I bet they are.
You're talking BAFTA.
I am.
Come on.
I'm a one-man army. Give him a BAFTA. Why not? He's worked hard. You know, he put in the hours.
You deserve it.
He's still got it. Falling apart.
What I really like about the show as well is that the same actors and actresses play the same characters, even in different series. Like Shakespeare's cast, they're all cast, but it's the same person every time. It's like an MCU type style, which I love.
Well, that's what I'm hoping. Should there be more, and I hope there is more. We don't, no word as yet. Obviously, if we do make more, it will still be a way down the line because we banked them.
Yeah,
we've got a whole year in reserve. But I like to think that should I be invited back, that my characters will still be there waiting for me. Like I'll still have Winston Churchill. That was a brilliant. I was so pleased that I got him.
Okay, so you saying that, you've made me think. Like, is there any characters you're sort of like dying to get hold of? If someone else gets it, you're like, fucker, I wanted that.
Well, I mean, all the big ones are gone. Generally, like the real titans, like Henry VIII is Tom Staunton's baby and always will be, because he's so good at it. And also, fun fact: a lot of people when they hear about horrible histories, they're like, "Oh, I bet you bloody played Henry VIII, don't you?" Because it's like, actually, I think you'll find that Henry VIII was really tall and I'm short, so no. You got fat and ginger right. But you missed out the bit where he was 5'10", yeah? Which might not sound like a lot, but in Tudor times, freaking giant, mate. He was huge.
And if you watch the show, you'll find I'm actually William the Conqueror's son. So fuck you.
Actually, I think you'll find, and I think you'll find that Tom Staunton, who was in Barbie, no less, did a really, really good job as Henry VIII. So, think on. Straw man person that I've invented.
You dick.
God, I hate that guy.
Who invited him into this?
Yeah, get him off the Zoom. Boot him off. Boo.
I saw a photo of you as William the Conqueror's son, and that hair, the wig, is very bowl cut Joe reminiscent. I was like...
it's all, yeah. I mean, to be fair, it was to quote The Simpsons, it was the style at the time. It was very much that sort of page boy look as the French came over and laid their great empire at our door. William the Conqueror, William the Bastard, as he was also known, but we can't say that on the television.
Well, no, not really, no.
But he was so. He were a bastard.
It's just the fact that I love the show that pushes the envelope. It really, why can't you throw that? I mean, it's a CBC show. That's probably why you can't throw that in there. Be great, you
get away with a lot of other stuff, though.
Oh yeah,
like we get away with absolute murder on that show. Sometimes we get away with actual murder on that show. Like people actually die in the sketches, and it's like, cool, this is just children's programming. But it's okay because you just keep it light. Like there's going to be a sketch upcoming, which is possibly one of the most graphic sketches I've ever been involved with, and it's regarding Alexander the Great, I believe. And the actual true fact of something, which is that in one of these final battles, not the actual final one, but when he was sort of closing out his conquering of his empire, he insisted on leading from the front despite suffering from dysentery. And so we've got a sketch about the Macedons bravely fighting to expand the empire. Meanwhile, Alexander the Great's taking a shit in a bush.
History.
And Rat flag, that actually happened. Like,
yeah.
That's amazing.
It's just like, we're there, like, are you okay, sir? Yes, just go on ahead. Yes, just I'll be there in a minute. I wouldn't come back here if I were you.
Do not go in there.
You were saying like how you're spending all that time in the makeup chair, and it must be great. I know hard work, but it must be great but getting to basically pay to play dress up and playing all these different characters. Are there any particular costumes that stand out from this season, whether you hated them or wanted to steal them because they were so great?
Well, to talk about your first bit first, we also spoke about this at the end of the interview that we did last time when I got all serious for a minute, which is that it is an absolute bloody privilege to do what I do for work. Yeah. And there's not a day that goes by where I don't respect and appreciate the fact that I'm fucking stealing a living, mate. Like, as you say, I get to play dress up for money. Like, what an absurd thing my life is. But I'm incredibly grateful for that every day, and it's good to remind people of that because we have fun here, but also it's kind of serious. Anyway, good outfit. Napoleon rules. It's on my Instagram somewhere. I'm sure you'll be able to find it if you scroll back because I think I posted up every single costume that I did. So if you go onto my Instagram, Ethan D. Lawrence, I'm actually at Ethan D. Lawrence everywhere. And now even on Blue Sky and also still on X. But the Napoleon outfit was great. They actually had it specially made because for the most part we had basic costume pieces that could then be sort of fitted together in different ways. So they were kind of modular. And you could then sort of build it up that way. So there was something mad, like I want to say like 750 individual costume pieces. But like that includes sort of like a pair of trousers here, or a loose piratical shirt there, or a hat here, and like you'd stick them all together to make these full costumes. But the Napoleon one we had to get right because his look is so iconic. And so we got it. We had the bicorn hat, and we had the proper dark blue Royal Navy sort of. I don't even know how you describe it, but with the button over and everything like that, with all the badges and the accents, and it looked so nice. And I was like, I wish I could keep this. And they were like, you absolutely can't. Like this is going to the National Theatre after this, like to actually be used professionally, so we could recoup some of the money that we spent on it.
But you got to wear it. I got to wear it. Yeah, which is incredible.
And it's such a sick costume because, when it's one thing to sort of like have these costumes put together in a modular way just for you, but it's quite another one where it had to be made, and it does look really nice. It's one of those costumes where even though like you're just playing around and playing dress up, you do find yourself sort of standing a bit straighter and sort of swishing your towel coat a little bit more imperiously than you normally would. Yeah, walking around just sort of like, yeah, je suis Napoleon. Ah. Bon. And then you're lost. You're gone.
Someone plays music. You've got some like Imperial March music going in the background.
But it's okay because you'll be brought back down to earth because like in the next sketch you're going to be playing like it's like this sclerotic peasant 4. Right? You're like, oh, do you know what? I felt cock of the walk earlier when I was playing Napoleon, but now that I'm playing leper, I'm feeling less like.
Right, Ethan's at his moment. Put him in that one instead.
That's it, right? Just sellotape a load of boils to his face and see how it goes. That was also part of the fun, like the prosthetics and everything like that. There's a again, you'll find this on my Instagram at Ethan D. Lawrence, also available on Blue Sky and X. One of the things that we did, this was I wish I could remember the name of the nation. It's escaped me. But essentially it was, I think it might even have been Mongolian, but I don't want to commit to that because I'm not 100% sure. But essentially it was one of these empires that was expanding and taking in like other people as they went. But they had a tradition their children's heads would be bound and tightened, a bit like how they do with like in China. You know, they used to do it with ladies' feet.
Yes.
They would do it with their children's heads to create sort of like an almost conical shape.
Yes, I've seen this. Yes.
Yeah.
Right. Yes.
And in the, you know, it wasn't a kid in this case. Like, you know, we were playing a bit fast and loose with everything, but I played like the captured soldier who had this procedure done to him, and with genuinely one of the most hilarious prosthetics I think I've ever had in my entire life. Like, I've never looked more like a penis in my entire life. Just absolutely just solid mass of flesh-coloured conical shape coming off the top of my head, which in actual fact was actually just some like latex that was put over like a towel that had been precariously balanced on my head, and then just put that over. But because that happens in one sketch, we had to do this insane thing where I had that made up, and then we went and shot all the bits where I had the cone head. And then I quickly had to disappear into what we were laughably calling the makeup room, which was like a gazebo in the middle of a forest, because that's where we were. At which point I had to have all the prosthetics stripped off my head and then replaced with a wig, so that we could then do the first half of the sketch before I had the cone thing done. Meanwhile, the two people who were doing the other parts of that sketch, while that was happening, they were shooting the other parts of the sketch that I wasn't in. This is how we save time on Horrible Histories. Like, it's first assistant directors in our industry get a lot of shit because like they're basically in charge of the schedule. They're in charge of making sure that all the parts move as they're supposed to and it all locks together. And with something like Horrible Histories, my God, I do not envy that job. Like, having to set up the logistics of shooting a scene like that, and not just that scene, but there's like multiple variants of that scene that happen multiple times a week over a 4-month shoot. No, thank you. I'd lose my mind.
Especially when you're going to learn lines and stuff, though, because obviously if you're doing the scenes almost in reverse or scrambled and random, like, how do you remember what parts you say where? Because
I always learn them day by day. So I'd go out, shoot, that'll be 13, 14 hours. And I'd come back to the hotel. Then I'd learn all my lines for the next day using all my clever calendars and graphs and all my admin on my tablet. Learn all that and then be like, okay, well, I guess that's going to be fine. As long as you're across what you have to do for that day, you can basically sort of budget. Like, you still have to be good on the lines because it's history. You have to get it right.
Yeah.
And like, if you don't, the script editor and the producers will look at you with daggers and being like, we wrote that line in a very specific way, because if you don't say it like this, that means it isn't true. And if it isn't true, we can't broadcast this to children. And you need to understand that, because you are at this point costing us tens of thousands of pounds that we don't have. So buck up, soldier. They're not that bad.
I felt like I was just being told off like a little schoolboy then for you doing an impression. So fuck a being there on the other side of that.
The thing is, it never actually feels like that. But you are constantly aware that, like, it's children's sketch. There isn't a lot of money. So, like, you have to get it right. You kind of have to. And, like, it's an unspoken thing. At the back of your head, you're always sort of like, okay, I can't be the one to hold this up.
Yeah.
Because if I'm that guy for the day, it's these sorts of things that give me anxiety, and it actually give me the most extraordinary dreams.
I've noticed.
That's what I think about in my downtime. costing people time. Oh, I hope I'm not that guy. Oh, can you imagine being a burden?
And for some reason, I want a nice juicy lemon.
Yeah. Delicious.
I was looking at Horrible Histories and I was thinking about it. And Horrible Histories do a lot of stuff on stage as well as the screen. Obviously, when we spoke before, you talked about stage acting and how that was something you always loved. Is that something you'd like to do, like take part in the Horrible History stage stuff?
Now, it's important to say that Horrible History stage and Horrible Histories TV are two separate entities. And for the most part, never the twain shall meet.
Oh, okay.
It has actually only happened for the first time ever recently. Tomorrow, as of the time of recording, weeks ago when this comes out, or potentially like a year ago, if you're me watching this in preparation for Patois.
Good callback.
Thank you. I'm full of them, mate. I remember everything I've said and I never make mistakes. So Friday the 8th of September, basically, we're putting out Horrible Histories Opera, which was a collaboration between the television branch and the stage branch, putting on a show at the Royal Albert Hall.
Oh, wow.
I was not in this because, they only needed like a smaller crew from the TV lot. So they picked the veterans, as well they should. I'm hardly going to, as the new boy, I'm hardly going to pull rank. Excuse me. I think I deserve to be at the Royal Albert Hall instead of Richard David Kane. No. Give Richard David Kane his flowers. He bloody well deserves it. I think tensions between the two camps are thawing. But up until recently, there would never have been a crossover.
Wow.
Because I'd done TV before I'd done the Horrible History stage, I was, I imagine in their mind, tainted by original sin.
He's one of those.
No, he can't do the Horrible History stage show. Why is that? Oh, he's got the mark of Cain, actually. So unfortunately we can't do it. He's been branded by Asmodeus. There's no way. Yeah, again, a disappointing answer to that question, which is a very good question, but it's sort of these sort of realities of like how rights are split up and everything like that. It's a whole mess.
It's weird because from the outside you just think, oh, it's Horrible Histories.
It feels umbrella, doesn't it?
Yeah,
it feels like it's all part of the same thing, but like no, there was genuine interregnal warfare going on behind the scenes.
It's a Horrible Histories West Side Story. Just
absolutely. It's a bunch of people in bad wigs clicking at each other.
That is a great mental image.
You've had some couple of celebrity guests, hosts as well, recently on the show.
That's the thing that they've been doing more of recently. As it sort of enters its 10th and 11th series, so it is officially sort of garnered the adjective venerable at this point. They can attract all sorts of folks, and it's really good. And we occasionally had some, you haven't seen them yet, but we had some guest stars take part in the actual episodes as well. For the longest time, they've had a good working relationship with Rob Rinder and Fred Siriax, because we do parodies of Judge Rinder and First Dates. Because there's such sort of obvious ways to talk about. I was actually in a First Date sketch.
Amazing.
Were you?
Yeah, it's not out yet. But it's so it was a good opportunity to work with Fred Siriax, which is one of those sort of weird scenarios where you're like, I really admire you.
Yeah, he's a legend. That's awesome.
You've done so well. Like you've converted being television's maitre d' into like a genuinely viable career that is to be admired and respected. And you know what? Fair play to you, Fred Siriax. I wish I had your life because it looks great. And then you sort of have to act alongside him. And it's like, oh, for God's sake, he's good at acting as well. Is there anything this man can't do? Just punched the desk and the camera went.
Oh, his daughter's an Olympic diver. Fuck's sake.
Yeah, I mean, why not at this point? Why not? Yeah, go on, big lad. just butter it on, mate. Spread it on. Why not? Olympic level diver daughter. Of course.
Yeah.
I'd expect nothing less from Fred Siriax. No, he's a lovely man. But so it was a good opportunity to to see those guys work in a scenario that maybe they're not as familiar with, although both of them have been doing it for so long, they're absolute like titans of it at this point. But like, yeah. So what have we had? We had I can't remember who we had for dads, but I know we had Joe Brand for NHS and Jill Scott for Women's World Cup, which is again one of the sad things about that. I did have someone genuinely ask me, it was like, what was it like meeting Joe Brand and Jill Scott? And I was like, those bits were shot months after we were there.
No,
like they did that in an afternoon in like April, probably.
Yeah, wasn't Jill in the jungle at that point?
I wouldn't know. I was not paying attention to any pop culture at this point.
Oh, okay. She was just too busy winning I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here last year, Jill Scott, because you said you were filming up to December, so obviously.
Yeah, she would have been, yeah. No, those bits, like, with Rattus, they're shot on like they plate shot those things like while we're shooting, but essentially that's just leaving a camera running on an empty frame. And then eventually when it comes to shoot those bits, they just superimpose them onto that with green screen.
Yeah, makes sense.
So they're never actually there during the shooting unless they're actually like actively involved in a sketch. But again, like it's magic of television. You don't see the joint, and I've ruined it really by talking about it.
Right, the magic's gone.
I would love to see Joe Brand in like a war scene, like attacking someone. That would be fucking amazing.
Unfortunately, we just couldn't get her for the shoot. She didn't want to come to Kent, and you know what? Fair play.
Yeah.
The arsehole of England.
Oh,
that's the thing, right? Okay, I want to talk about something that happened during the shoot. You know how I just come up with an anecdote sometimes? This is one of the stupidest anecdotes I think I've ever had. So I'm going to ask you both a question, because you've asked me a lot of questions and I've done a lot of talking, and I'm quite sure the people at home are absolutely sick of me at this point. So where were you when Queen Elizabeth II died?
I was at work.
Spoiler alert for anyone who hasn't caught up with the Crown.
I was at work.
Where were you at work?
What makes it funnier is I work in the Queen Elizabeth Hospital.
I was about to ask, like, what were you exactly doing at that moment when you found out? Like, what was?
When did she die
at work is so vague. You could have been doing anything.
I think I was just in the office. I don't think I was doing a lot.
Brilliant.
Yeah,
nothing there. So
nothing really.
When did she die? End of last year.
September.
So I was at Specsavers. I wasn't at Specsavers then.
You were at Specsavers the whole month? God, your eyes must be shit.
Yeah. I used to work for them, but I'm trying to remember if I think I was working there at the time. Because I remember it being on the TV. We had a TV on, it was just on.
Oh, yeah.
So I think I was just walking by. I was just working, fixing glasses and shit.
Fair enough. From my perspective, I was in Portsmouth. I was in the Ibis Hotel. I had been I downed tools for the day. I was only in the morning. We were shooting at a nearby, I think it's called like something like the Ancient Farm or something like that, but it's an old sort of old style farm where it's like old mud huts, sort of based on sort of like early agricultural traditions. It's really quite a cool place. If you're ever in the Portsmouth area, check it out. That's where we were shooting. But I was only there for the morning, so it was the afternoon. And I was like, well, what am I going to do with my afternoon? I'd already been around Portsmouth, and I was like, I don't need to go around again. I'll tell you what. I've heard that there were some very exciting things that went down at AEW All Out 2022, especially what happened afterwards. But I guess I'd best watch the show. Anyway, I'll pop the show on. And during one of the bits where they were doing a video package, I just happened to open Twitter, and I found out that the Queen died because of a Jedward tweet.
A Jedward tweet?
Yes.
Jedward informed you of the passing of our monarch. That's fucking brilliant.
Yeah, while I was watching All Out. In Portsmouth, in an Ibis.
Jesus Christ.
That's weird. What the hell?
Yeah, you never forget where you were.
You especially don't think you're going to gain that information from Jedward.
just pop on Twitter like, oh, look. That's a strange way to find out. I'm sure I'll tell this anecdote on a podcast one day.
I didn't realise there was still a thing.
I mean, just not nominally, I suppose.
Yeah.
They are actually a genuinely good follow on Twitter because they're like really like powerfully political for the cause of Irish republicanism. It's really funny.
Genuinely, so you expect it?
It's worth a look. Worth a look. Genuinely, they're a worthwhile follow. But the follow up anecdote to that is that we were due to the show must go on and everything like that. But we get an email that says due to the tragic passing of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, we understand people may want to take some time to mourn. So you will have the weekend, and in addition, we're not going to be working on Monday. That's our gift to you, so that you have the opportunity to remember Her late great Majesty. Until you thought about it for a second, and it's like, no, it's just that we were supposed to be shooting at a National Trust property that day, isn't it? That's why you're giving us the day off, because they're shut.
Twist this.
Like how you've turned this into a favor you're doing for us, but let's be honest, it's because we can't get into this like little garden that we want to shoot in, because the Queen owns it and she's dead. So because of that, no work can be done. So instead, we have to cram 3 days worth of shooting into 2. But hey, at least we had the Monday off.
This is our favourite. This is our favourite to you. You can have an extra day off, but you got to work twice as fucking hard the next 2 days. Enjoy your rest, boys.
That was a manic 2 days. No one enjoyed that. I tell you what, you want to turn a crew of people into Republicans real fast. That's the way to do it. Everyone's there like, do you know what? I don't actually think we need a monarchy. I really don't, because we're now moving into hour 15 of this day. And yeah, sure, we're getting overtime, but like, is it worth it? I don't know if it is.
Ethan, before we start wrapping this up, my friend, what are you working on at the moment to talk about?
Sorry, I just looked at how long we've been going.
Yeah, we've been going a long time.
It's only because he said we were wrapping up. I was like, why? We've only just started. Oh my God. I am so sorry. I talked your ears off about nothing. We've learned nothing from this.
Mate, this has been hilarious. Like,
no,
it's been
great. Before, when we did it, like, we learned a lot about like the acting industry and sort of like life as an actor and everything like that. Like, I really felt like we'd done a good job in sort of like, drawing apart the veil of show business. This one's just been silly.
Yeah. But this one, we learned that Salma Hayek loves salt.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's worth the price of admission alone. It's worth all those hours of editing you're not going to do.
Exactly. You're the first guest to call me out on that. It was about time it happened after over 100 episodes.
That's a boot up your ass. I'm expecting like flying graphics on this one. Like, just occasional reggaeton horns out of nowhere. I've always thought that that's what Chronicles of was missing, a soundboard.
Don't tempt me. Don't tempt me.
No, I can't tempt you, because it would require additional editing and you'd never do that.
Yeah, fair point. I need one of them buttons where you can just do it while you're recording and it saves me all the effort. Yeah, job done. That's what I'm investing in.
What's that sound? Is that something? I just did a bit, and that's from something, but I can't remember what it was. Anyway, you had a question. We're running out of time.
I was just asking, are you working on anything at the minute, or anything coming up that you can talk about, or are you keeping it all a secret like you're the next James Bond? And you're not?
Well, it's like I said, it's been not a busy year. Most of my stuff has been post, like I've said. But the good thing about post is that it means that at some point we're going to see the results of that.
Yes.
So Horrible Histories continues to come out in a sort of non-traditional pace. Like, it's not going to be one episode a week. It's going to sort of try and hit peaks and troughs and dates of where it's going to be important. So just keep an eye out. I'll always post about it on my socials when I hear about it. So if you're interested, just drop me a follow. And I'm sure the Chronicles of will signal boost also if you don't fancy following me, but you do follow these guys, which is fair. Honestly, I wouldn't blame you. So there's that. I'm currently in the process of doing some voiceover for a children's cartoon for Sky called Dodo. I did series 1 of that deep in the heart of the pandemic. This was like, I think that was the first time I'd been to London since the lockdown. And like, it was still very tense. Like, I sort of rocked up and like, this was Soho and it was empty. Like, I wasn't bumping into anyone I knew then. It was like 28 days later. And like, I rock up at this studio and I come in and like practically like, you know, it wasn't this, but it sort of felt like everyone was wearing sort of like those biohazard suits. And like, you know, everything was covered in tarp. Like, you know, someone had a flamethrower in the background. Like, and like, I did the recording there and it was really strange. But basically, I play a lot of incidental characters on Dodo, and I'm set to do more. I've done a recording, and I'm about to do one tomorrow, fact fans, 8th of September. Doesn't matter. This is going to be weeks. Doesn't matter. None of this matters. Nothing I do matters. Anyway, so Horrible Histories coming out. Dodo, that's all very exciting. The big one, and I think I can talk about this now because we've seen a official first look, is Boat Story. Which we didn't talk about much, largely because I didn't inform you that was happening beforehand, which is to my detriment, and I should have done that, and I'm sorry. Boat Story is the first drama I've ever done.
Okay.
It's produced by 2 brothers who did The Tourist, if anyone saw that. And this is sort of a sequel in theme only. In that it's a blackly comic, absurdly dark police procedural. In which I play a copper from Leeds. And it's
2.5 hours away.
By train at least. And it's like I said, it's the first drama I've ever done. I've not seen a lot of it. I've gone in to do some posts and stuff like that. But the bits that I have seen, I would chance my arm at this. And you know what I'm like, so you know that I mean this when I say it. This could well be the best acting I've ever done in my entire life.
Oh, fair play.
So keep your eye on the Sky. We've had a first look. If I had to guess, this has sort of big winter drama binge written all over it. So I'd be looking at it for either heading into Christmas or the beginning of the new year. But Boat Story, check it out. It's not just me. There's Daisy Haggard, Patterson Joseph, Chucky Cairo, loads of people, really, really cool actors. Craig Fairbrass from Rise of the Foot Soldier and all that.
Nice.
And so it's I hope that it turns out as well as the bits I've seen as a complete whole. I'm genuinely so very excited about it. I can't wait to see it. And my God, I hope I'm good in it, because if I'm not, I will have completely dropped the ball. And that will be the end of my career, and then I will be disappearing back to where you know where I'm going, regional manager of the pizza chain. I'm ready.
Yeah, but it's absolutely, I'm looking forward to that because I love a fucking police drama. My missus absolutely fucking loves them, so no doubt I'll be watching that.
This is going to be absolutely up your alley. Like, you know, hitting in the winter when the nights are drawing in, and all you want to do is just like curl up and just spend 6 hours in the company of some absolute genuine psychopaths.
Well, now I'm even more excited.
Hell yeah.
It's absolutely great.
And it's like shot in the north, which is like, you know, a region. So that's good for diversity. Imagine setting a crime drama in somewhere that's not London. Weird.
We exist too, Ethan, okay? We exist too.
Never heard of you. I remember when we joked last time that Jamie's never left Birmingham.
I still haven't.
Not once. He's never left.
Can't afford to now.
He had to
close the borders.
When he went to Bloodstock, he had to go on like one of those little robots with an iPad on it. He was just on Zoom the whole time.
Yeah, I had to like AI him in the interview, so he stood there
carrying a little head on a stick. Yeah, this is Jamie. He refused to leave Birmingham.
Yeah, just run with it. Just run with it, guys. Yeah, just run with it. Pretend he's there.
Right. It's all right. Birmingham won't exist for much longer. Don't worry.
No.
Become another borough of London by the end of the week. It's fine.
We're going to annex you.
Yes.
They're going to start calling
the
it
London Borough of Birmingham. And wait for the gentrification to start. Did you know that London's got more miles of canal than Venice? Wasn't that Birmingham? Yeah, well, I've actually got some news with some shit that's gone down in the UK, all right? You ever heard of the phrase hostile takeover?
Well, it's begun.
It's begun. I'm pretty sure I could buy Birmingham at this point.
Probably.
I might, actually. I'll make you live under the yoke of my oppression.
And I'm here to see it. I can't wait to see that.
Well, you're fine. You can leave.
Yeah, I'll be all right.
Ethan's head and all of our money in Birmingham. It's all its own separate entity.
You've only got script. You can only pay with that. Like that's all you get paid in as well. Like the old Disney towns.
You'd be like everyone's daddy. Can I have some money? No, you fucking can't.
You can have some salt in the fuck up.
Disconnecting my phone. You people ringing me all the time. Oh, we want you to remove the potholes. Oh, we want functional traffic light. Oh, shut up.
And can we have our canal back?
No, I'm using it. I'm floating down it in a bath.
Like a massive slip and slide thing. Wouldn't it? Fuck off.
To quote Stuart Lee, did y'all know that Birmingham has more miles of canal than it has rats?
Oh, unbelievable.
Everyone seems very hot.
It's very, very warm.
It's the hottest day of the year. This is a bad day to do this. If only you didn't have to have emergency dental surgery.
Sorry.
You should be. I mean, you should plan for these emergencies.
Yeah, I know. I should have foreseen it. I should have looked into the crystal ball. You know,
what was it in the end? Like,
so I had a wisdom tooth that grew through sideways, not up. So it was hitting my molar. So my molar had died. I didn't know. So he basically went, "Yeah, we're gonna have to take that molar out, and that wisdom's got to come as well." And I was like, "Oh, cool." He went, "That'd be £900 for the service. Thank you very much." And then he literally drilled, sawed. That's why I was surprised he put his foot on my chest and didn't start real. It was the worst experience of my life. And then it had left some bone in my gum, and it was in my tongue, and that's why I couldn't speak. I was like, yeah, that's literally what I sounded like.
A pretty good impression. Yeah,
it's just sort of adjacent but related. Isn't it weird that dental work isn't free on the NHS? Because like I sort of feel like teeth are kind of, you sort of need them, don't you?
Yeah.
I've never understood it.
It's crazy, isn't it? But just to have two teeth, I was meant to be there for like half an hour. I think I was there for about 45 minutes or so, and he just and I'm not joking. I think I screamed that place down the entire time I was there, and I'm not scared of the dentist. I don't care.
But that's heavy duty though. I mean, I'd say that's less a fear of the dentist, it's a fear of sort of like incredibly invasive surgery.
Yeah, I think I passed out. I'm surprised he didn't start taking my fingernails out and that sort of stuff. Like,
let's just take them all out.
Yeah, just
might as well.
Tell me where they are. Tell you where it is. Just tell me where they are. I don't know what you're on about.
Because like I had, prior to Horrible Histories, I had a bit of a minor health scare. Well, not really minor. It was kind of major, but it was also minor. Basically, I had to do a medical for Horrible Histories, and this is also basically just sort of like a medical heads up. Get yourself checked if you can. I had a medical done, and it turns out I had what was not described, but I pretending it was described as like frighteningly high blood pressure, like to the point where they were not going to sign me off for work. It was that bad.
Fuck.
And they were like the doctor was looking at me like incredulous, like saying like, "So have you been experiencing any of like X, Y symptom, Z symptom?" And I'm like, "No. I mean, you know, I guess I'm pretty unfit, but like, you know, I feel all right." And he's like, "You've not been having like palpitations or anything like that?" No, I've been all right. You've not been experiencing dizziness or pain or no, I've been all right. And so I then went through the NHS and obviously got medication, and it's now under control, and I'm safe and well. Don't you worry. But
excellent.
genuinely really worrying that I had what amounted to a time bomb in my chest, and I had absolutely no idea. Not a clue. No symptoms, no warning. It came as a genuine shock. Because, like, I figured I would have high blood pressure because, like, I'm fat and unfit. But, like, not that bad. Not sort of like the doctors looking at you like you're some kind of medical marvel. It's like, God, it is fascinating you're still alive. What's your secret? Honestly, that thing should have exploded months ago.
Dude, it's so crazy. I mean, a lot of people recently dying at such young ages. Bray Wyatt, for example.
And this is everyone's reminder. COVID is still a thing. Like, don't be stupid.
Yep.
Like, if you're offered a booster, bloody well get it. Because, like, Bray Wyatt was 36 and he died from heart complications from COVID. Like, Keith Lee, another wrestler I'm a huge fan of, has had years taken off of his career because of COVID. Because it affected his heart. Yeah, I mean, when he got COVID back in the WWE, he already suffered from an enlarged heart, and like that exacerbated all of the problems. And you'll have noticed that if you compare him like prior to the pandemic into now, he's lost a step. And it's not because he's not training. It's not because he's unfit. It's not because he's like, let himself go. It's because he literally just does not have the stamina that he had, I should say.
Yeah, that's insane. I didn't know that.
But broadly speaking, the thrust of this very serious point at the end of this incredibly funny episode is that if you have the opportunity to get yourself checked out for health problems, don't be afraid of it. Do it, because like properly worth doing, because you never know what's going on. The body is a very, very fragile instrument. And so much of it can go wrong. And it could be a wisdom tooth growing sideways into a molar, or it could be that you're a walking heart attack statistic waiting to happen. Get yourself checked, lads. Also, check your balls. No, I'm serious. A friend of mine, I won't say his name because that's not fair, but a friend of mine recently had to have an operation to have one of his bollocks removed because it was cancerous.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
It was a situation where he found a lump, had it examined, and within 2 weeks, out.
Fuck.
And so he's going to be cancer-free. He's going to be absolutely fine, although considerably lighter in the ball bag. But, that's better than not.
Being dead.
Well, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
So check your balls in the shower, gents. And also, gents, and this is also for women as well. Like, women definitely do this, but gents also check your nips.
Yeah.
It's rare. It's rare, but men can get breast cancer as well. So bloody check it out. And if there's anything that looks, a bit skew-whiff to you, just bloody well get it looked into. Because, like, we only get one shot at this, and you don't want to waste it.
Absolutely. I love the fact we're ending with Medical Corner with the man who played the founder of the NHS. I love it.
Hi, I'm a Nyron Bevan, and I'm not doing the accent.
I love they put the outtakes on the end as well. You couldn't remember your line.
Do you know what? That is one of the... Okay, right. I know we have to finish. But, like, that was genuinely one of the most frustrating ones, because it was just one of those situations where the line just would not go in. Normally, I'm very good with learning lines. But in this case, it was just that one line was an absolute stumbling block for me. And to the point where it was getting funny, and then it got funny for a little bit, and then it got annoying.
Yeah. And
you could tell the change in the mood in the crew because it was just before lunch. And so initially I'm so sorry. I can't, I'm really struggling with this line. They're like, no, it's all right. You'll get it next time. Oh, sorry. And they're like, we know you're actually good at this because we're like 6 weeks into the shoot. So we know you're fine. This is just a blip. Go again. Oh, sorry. Yeah. All right. Just, okay. Yeah, I'll get it. Don't worry. Oh shit. We actually legally have to. You've got 2 minutes. Yeah, we legally have to break for lunch. Yeah, so it's a union thing. So you really got to get on the next one, mate. Just really get it. Yeah, all right, yeah. Oh fuck. let me down, Lawrence. You let me down. You are in many ways lucky that we're 6 weeks into this process. Because if this was week 1, you'd be gone, mate. You could find someone else so easily. So consider yourself lucky that we know that you're better than this. I'll get it right next time. And then I did, and it was fine.
Oh, dude.
And now it's an outtake. The worst moment of my life.
Thanks, guys.
And bearing in mind, that was mere weeks after finding out I nearly died of heart failure.
Oh, dude. I bet they're like, we'll show it for it. We'll fucking put it at the end of that. How'd you like
heart
that?
failure. We all know he's gone through a medical issue. Let's make him really stressed.
Yeah. Look at him sweating. Look. It's lunchtime as well. Come on.
God, you can almost see it beating out of his chest, can't you? Wow. That looks like he's going to break a rib cage.
Mr. Stevens, do you have any more questions for our wonderful
There's no
guest?
time. You have to hurry.
Yeah. I'm
it's lunch.
It's nearly 10 o'clock in the evening. We're all delirious now.
I just want to say thank you so much again for coming back on again. It's always a pleasure, Ethan, to have you on and just
This was
catch up.
The reason why I got back in contact with you guys and have stayed in contact throughout is because I found the first one of these was so much fun. I enjoyed it so much, and I've subsequently enjoyed most, if not all, of your content, because who has the time since then? I will get to it, but fucking ease up, all right? You put out a lot. And it was a genuine pleasure and a genuine joy. So I figured, doing something like 1 year on could be quite fun. I hope this was fun. I don't think it was as informative as the previous one. But hopefully people enjoyed the ride, and look forward to sort of around this time, 2024, where I'll be appearing with my BAFTA.
The campaign starts now.
You won't actually see me on the Zoom. I'll just be holding up the BAFTA into the...
Yeah, just talking through the face.
I'll have the mic down. That's it, yeah. That's what I look like now. I'm the gold statue, man. Look at that face. That was Alan Partridge. Not that you could tell. There's not much expression here, is it?
Ethan, any plugs, social medias, anything you want people to go and check out?
At Ethan D. Lawrence everywhere, as I've alluded to. I do have a TikTok, but I barely use it. I do have an Instagram, but I barely use it. I do have a Blue Sky, but I'm still trying to work that out. I do have Threads, but it's shit. And I do have X, but I'm trying to sort of limit my usage of that because Elon Musk is a Nepo baby, piece of shit, anti-Semite wanker. And I hope he has the drizzling shit every single day for the rest of his life.
There we are.
And also, Mark Zuckerberg is not a coward for refusing to do the fight, but a moral coward. Because the one thing that could improve so much of internet discourse and basically the whole online ecosystem is if someone put Elon Musk on his ass. And no one's going to do it. And Zuck had the best chance and he refused because he's a moral coward. So fuck him, fuck Elon Musk, and fuck this show. I'm out.
We're so putting that in the intro.
Yeah, it's gotta go.
And the best thing is, people are going to see that in the intro and they're going to be like, I wonder where that came in the episode. I wonder if it was early or late. And they have to wait.
You have to watch to find
2 hours of meandering anecdote to get to the bit.
I love this show.
It's the fucking best. Ethan, thank you so much, my friend. This has been absolutely amazing to do this again.
No problem at all. See you in a year.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it, and we'll be. And when you get nominated for that BAFTA, like vote. That's all I'm going to.
Hopefully, it's in one of the ones that is of a voting category, and it's not up to a panel of my peers because I'm not good at schmoozing.
I'm going to get on social media, find who's on the panel, and just like go vote.
Vote for him. He's got a pretty face, and he promised he'd come back on the pod.
Salt.
We need him for the pod. We need a BAFTA winner on the pod.
Oh, phenomenal.
Ethan, man, absolutely unbelievable. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. It's been absolutely incredible having you on the show.
What a laugh once again.
Absolutely brilliant.
I do genuinely need this. I cannot wait to see you both in a year.
Oh.
So that we can talk more. That one's going to be even less coherent. I'm gonna be more drunk. I'm gonna have a pint of vodka.
Ethan, what have you done in the past year? Nothing. I sat in my pants and I won the BAFTA. Yeah.
Oh, BAFTA for something I made in 2022. What the fuck do you think I've been doing? I've been living it up. Have a broken Hollywood? No, of course I fucking have a broken Hollywood. I left the house in 6 months.
And this is my 5th pint. All right? It is my baby.
It's water. Yes.
Oh,
we're supposed to be doing an outro. Sorry.
Yeah, I was about to say, Ethan, you fucking hero. Thank you so much, my friend.
Don't edit any of this out.
I'm not gonna.
Why is this interview 3 hours long?
Why have you tried to end it 15 times?
But we were just having such fun.
Oh, I do enjoy doing this so much.
Oh,
but seriously, in all seriousness though,
yes.
Ethan, legend of the highest order. Like, thank you again, and I look forward to seeing you in a year's time, and hopefully down the road sometime. Maybe, who knows?
Well, you know what? If I'm ever in the West Midlands, well, it has to be Birmingham, doesn't it? Because otherwise Jamie can't come.
Yeah.
I'll have to go there as well.
We'll both converge on Birmingham so that Jamie doesn't have to feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
All part of your hostile takeover. It's fine.
Or the Brummies be like, "Oh my god, he's here." We're like, "What are you on about?" He's
Dark
here.
Lord has returned. But of course,
like
in a Brummie accent.
The Dark Lord's returned.
Dark Lord's come back. Oh no. I always knew this day would come.
Bollocks.
All right, so better paint a red cross on the door then. Just keep the gremlins out. I'll best make sure the canals aren't running red with blood of our firstborn. Hang on. Oh, no, it's still clean for now.
Maybe we can still escape while we still can.
We'll tell you what. Pack up all the bovril we've got, and we'll go to Northamptonshire. Maybe settle down in somewhere like Corby or Peterborough. I've heard it's lovely this time of year.
No, chest hurts.
Imagine if of all three of us, Jamie's the one that has the heart attack.
That accent fucking destroyed me.
That's about the Brummie accent. Didn't know I could do it until just then.
There we are.
Just took a fucking swing.
Nailed
it. Absolutely did. Oh my god. Right, let's get out of here. Ethan, thank you so much, my friend.
Thank you very much.
See you here.
Goodbye for now.
Bye.
Oh,
I'll see you later.
What an absolutely wonderful, bonkers, crazy conversation. I love this so much.
Yeah, it's great. It was great. As soon as he was like, "I'd like to come back again," and like, "Yep." You don't even need to have to. You could have just turned up, Ethan. To be honest with you, we would have still been like, "Hey, that's good." And for all of you that enjoyed that, then obviously we're going to do it all over again next year for part 2. So, yeah, I'm assuming Ethan must speak French. I think we covered that at some point. I know that's literally the extent of my.
We covered that much stuff. We could have. I don't. Well, we do now know he does a cracking Brummie accent.
Yes. Don't forget, if you've been listening to the past few episode editions where I've been somehow Jamie never leaves the city, now you know why. But again, Ethan, thank you so much for taking the time out of your very busy schedule to sit and chat with us. It was great to catch up. It's great to see you again, and we look forward to doing it all over again soon. And And we even really hope that you all enjoyed listening to it as much as we did recording it. You don't want to. I thought you were going to segue. You don't want to segue this week. You don't want to segue into the show.
I'm so used to you segueing, I was just leaving you to it.
Well, I've got something I want to say to all you people out there when October comes around. Right, Americans, you're fine. This has nothing to do with you. Canadians also, there's nothing to do with you either. If anyone, and I mean anyone outside, in the UK, calls this month spooky season one more time, I swear to fucking Christ, I'm going to break all of your faces. All right? Because it's Halloween. We've never called it spooky. We're not Americans here. We're Brits. It's called Halloween.
I don't know where this has suddenly come from. Like, it feels like the past few years of suddenly, as soon as October 1st comes along, it's like, spooky season. No, it's one day at the end of the month.
First of all, it's definitely autumn. All right? That's putting that out there straight away. And it's called Halloween. I'm not going to break anyone's face. I'm not violent. I would never touch or hit anybody. But I just don't get it. I don't understand it. I've never liked it. I'm not a big fan of Halloween anyway. But get in the bin. Go and play in the sea or go and play in fire or something, right? If you want to call this spooky season, you're dead to me. Obviously, minus Americans, because that's what they've called it for their entirety. Plus, they're so far gone now. There's no saving them anyway. So you might as well let them crack on, you know. But Jamie, one thing that really, really crossed my mind. Do you remember the essential oils conversation?
Yes.
Well,
I do. Yes.
I've got a new one for you now.
Okay.
How the fuck do you measure freshness? Do you know what I mean? Lenore, Comfort, Febreze, always talk about it's fresher than fresh. It lasts for 72 hours. What fucking does it? Does it really? Well, how do you know it lasts for 72 hours? How can you tell? How do you measure that it's still fresh as fresh was 24 hours, 48 hours ago? How do you know?
Especially with like bedding, because, you know, I could have had a sweaty night. The bedding may now absolutely stink, and it's only been one night. So where's your 72 hours freshness, Lenore?
Well, it's not going to be fresh, though, is it? Because you've been in it. Regardless if you sweat or not, you've been in. It's not fresh anymore because you've been in it.
I assumed it meant smelly freshness, but I suppose it's not fresh.
Yeah, but that disappears. That disappears as well.
Yeah,
I don't understand. Febreze. Oh, you don't miss a day of freshness. Don't miss a day. How do you know that? I might not use you one day. How do you know that? Then I've missed a day of you, haven't I? I don't get it. You know, and all these people that walk in with their blankets go like, no one does that. Nobody does it.
No.
Nobody. Stop doing it. No one. With your fucking Sanex adverts where people like wash like this. Yeah, no one washes like that.
No one showers like that, and they're doing those adverts.
No,
the way they're doing their hair.
Well, no. I wouldn't know what that's like. But yeah, it's just a figure. It's like you walk in and it does all this. There's those weird Airwick ones, aren't there? Where it goes like psst, every now and again, like it sprays randomly. But that's because it goes shit. We haven't got off for a while. We're probably not maintaining the level of freshness we suggested we would do. Better spray.
That's basically Evans. You stink. Fuck off.
But yeah, I'd really like to know how they actually measure freshness. I'm really intrigued. You know, are they holding things in the air? And it's like, wait, I've got 2 centimeters. Bollocks, I've lost it. Where's it gone? I've got 5 centimeters over here of freshness. How are you measuring it? I'm quite intrigued.
There's too many outside parameters. It's impossible.
Exactly.
You can't measure freshness.
So who knows what's classed as how do you know these oils are essential, and how do you measure freshness? Freshness. See, I've said it so many times, I'm falling over my words now. It's like those where you say the word so many times, it doesn't sound like you're saying it correctly anymore. I don't know what they're called. Yeah,
I know what you mean. Yeah,
it was on. I was watching Ted Lasso when they were talking about it, and I was like, "Oh, I don't," because I hate it when that happens. When it's like you start saying a word and like it now sounds really weird to me. And is it correct? Before we move on, Jamie, we should look at these.
I know, right?
Look at these beautiful little things. Brand new burgundy backdrop. It looks weird in front of burgundy rather than black.
I know. I like it. I like it.
But yeah, so you've got Stega, obviously. Yeah. And Sophie. I don't know why I went right in front of Sophie, but Sophie's there. So, and then you've got our lovely. Yeah, it's good.
Right,
It's good. Brand new backdrops as suggested, as promised. So yeah. Anyway, you know about this because I told you on the phone. But there was some removal. I went to Cheltenham on Friday.
Yes.
And there were some removal men down behind Waitrose that were moving somebody, their family, I would suggest a family, I would guess even, out of their house. And these two removal men were taking the kids' toys out in these boxes that they had. And as they were walking, there were two lightsabers on top. So I bet you can fucking guess what they were doing, can't you? They both had a massive lightsaber fight in the middle of the street. And they were taking it so seriously that I was a bit like, wouldn't you get in trouble for that?
It's weird. Like, half of me's like, fuck yeah, it's lightsaber fight. I don't blame you. If I saw two lightsabers, you'd have to fight. And then another part of me's like, that's a stranger's belongings there, guys.
It's a bit odd.
Weird.
And one of them was probably like flipping it with his hand, like flipping it round and round. And I was like, oh, dude, come on.
Okay,
like,
that's just
you might, I'm not going to lie, you might want to grow up a little bit. I'm just putting it out there, you know? I used to do it when I was a kid with sticks.
And me.
You know, you just like flip it round and round and round and be like, wah! That sort of thing, you know, making those noises. But this guy, I was watching, so I turned and was watching, and one guy was like, oh, I probably should. The other one was going like, yeah, Darth Maul. Like, no, grow up. So, yeah, Star Wars is not my thing.
Imagine that little kid like looks out the window, like, Mommy, they're playing with my toys.
I imagine they'd gone. I imagine they'd already set off, is probably my guess, because I don't think they would have done it if the family were there. Come on to the dad and be like, what the fuck are you doing?
There's a third one if you want to join in. Well, why didn't you say so?
No, Jamie, we're not children here.
Speak for yourself, I am.
And finally, my other weird literally about 5 minutes later, this happened, walking towards the town centre to go and meet Callum. Yes, the Treacher, for the people that are listening. And there's an old lady stood between Boston Tea Party and that weird gallery. And obviously there's a road in the middle to get to the graveyard bit, or people park there, I assume, for work or whatever. So she was stood right in the centre of this road of this like parking area. And a car wanted to go up that way. So she stood there. And the car was like, you know, and you come. And she just stood there and stared at her. And I was like, this is weird. Anyway, she's like, come on, because I need to get in there, and you're holding people up. So the old lady started to move. I just wouldn't stop staring at her. It was really weird, right? And she crossed a little bit and just stood and stared at her. And she like stood to the point where she was in front of the car, turned and stood and stared at her some more. And then was like, she crossed to the other side, to the other road. Luckily, there was nothing coming. Turned again and stood and stared at the driver. And I was like, what is she doing? And the car just like pulled in. And then she got to the other side of the road and just stared again at the car. And I was like, okay. Did she think she was going to run her down? Did she think, I'm letting you go while you, like, are you going to say something to me? I don't know. It was kind of weird. I don't know if she thought that she's going to like get out and say something like, why the fuck are you stood in the middle of the road thing? But she's parking there. So I don't know. It was weird. It was just a very, very weird moment.
Either that, or she's actually completely normal, the same mind. You know what? I'm old. People think we're crazy. I'm going to start fucking with people and just start staring at them. So they'll go, oh, bless her. She probably needs some help or something. Really, she's like, nah, I'm just going to piss you off and stand in the middle of the road. Fuck you.
I had 2 dicks last night. What have you got? What have you got? Just got your little fucking shitty car? I had one in the front and one in the back.
That's why I'm walking funny. It's taking me ages.
And that's why I'm turning with me hips, not with my legs. Fucking hurts, you know.
Enough. That moves on quite nicely to what I was going to bring up this weekend.
Oh, there's a canary. Where's that come from? So what?
Do you know when I have those thoughts and those moments? I'm like, should I bring this up on the show? Will Tom shake his head at me and look at me disapprovingly?
Oh, no. Are we talking about poo again?
No, not poo. Dildos, actually.
Oh, for God's sake. Okay.
Well, you know how you get dildos that look like real-life penises?
Well, no, because we're all bigger, aren't they?
Well, but they've got the veins and the bits, you know. they're supposed to look like actual penises. You get what I mean?
Right. Okay.
Do you reckon they're actually designed after someone, or someone just makes up this idea in their head of what they think it's going to look like?
Yeah, they design them by people, or you don't have to.
I just look at them sometimes and I think that man must have some severe problems walking if that is real. And then I'm like, who sits there and just thinks, this is what I think this cock is going to look like?
But they definitely make them. I mean, if you actually watch the manufacturing, maybe you'd get your answers. But they make them longer, or I think bigger than normal. I think, like, not like ridiculous, not like, you know, two-handed it. But do you know what I mean? Like, I think that, but you can get them plaster made to you, like you can with vaginas as well. So you can actually have molds made and everything and made it to you. But if you look at a dildo, my friend, first of all, my cock is definitely not purple or blue or green for starters. You haven't got that weird bit that comes off with the two little bit that tickles the clit. We don't have those either. So they're definitely manufactured to be pleasurable. I imagine the vein thing's probably a ribbing thing, I would guess. But if I were you, I'd probably go to YouTube or something and have a look how they're made, because then it'll answer your questions for you.
I don't know, I feel like you just answered them all for me anyway. It was great. I feel like you got insider knowledge here.
It's kind of weird that, you know, if that is correct, that my dildo knowledge is, you know, quite extravagant. Yeah, I'm trying to think where I've seen that. I feel like it was on a TV show somewhere.
I just got this image of this woman sat there, like, or whatever, in a factory making one. Be like, oh, I tell you what, Sandra, this one's going to look like the one I had last weekend. You should have seen the fucking girth on it. I don't know.
I wonder if they get sick of it.
Possibly. I bet they do, yeah.
Like porn stars probably go home and go, do you know what? I don't really want to.
No.
Do you mind if we don't?
Yeah. If you come near me with that after the day are bad, I think not.
I had to take 4, Benjamin, 4 at once. It were bloody weird. 2 in front, 2 in back, and 1 in mouth. Fast 5 then, yeah. How are you anyway?
I'm good. Yeah, I'm a little bit tired because I'm on early, so I'm waking up at like 4 o'clock every morning. But yeah, I'm good. I'm all right. I've been looking forward to doing this all day, so here we are. How are you?
Yeah, man, I'm okay. Yeah, I'm all right. Holiday tomorrow, so should be good. Looking forward to it. So
Are you sure? You don't look like you're looking forward to it.
No, yeah, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. So getting to see Blink for the first time ever is gonna be it's gonna be decent. So I'm all good. I am all good. What are you doing yourself?
Not a fat lot, to be honest. It's been a pretty quiet week. I was sat there earlier saying to Becky, I was like, what have I done this week? Because I don't remember doing anything. Just like, that's because we haven't really done anything. I went to go see the kids, which was great. I ended up building a sofa, which I didn't really expect to be doing as I was going there, but there we
go. Hang on. What do you mean? Wait, how do you don't SCS do that for you?
No, it was like I don't want to say flat pack, but it came in pieces that sort of slopped together. It was really clever. I don't know. I don't know. Like, the kids' nan had 2 new sofas delivered, and they were in boxes. Literally unpack them, slot them together, and they were great.
Did it say Fisher Price, my first sofa on the front? That's weird, dude. I've never ever known of a sofa had to be ever.
No, me. First time I've ever seen it, but no, they were decent size and comfy and everything. I was like, this is new. The future of sofas is here. Well, there we are.
Maybe people just got sick of fucking DFS and SCS being like, sales! And when that sale ends, sales! Yes, we love sales here! More sales! Guess what happens on Boxing Day? Another sale! Guess what? Sales never fucking end. I'm actually sick of my job and I want to kill myself.
And then you pay all this money, we get it to your house, and we can't get it through your door.
Oh, it's the wrong colour, size, and it's not even a sofa. It's a bed. We're mental here. We sell absolutely anything, providing it's in the sale. If it's on sale, we'll deliver it. Don't you worry about that. We sell. If it's on sale, we even sell in sale itself. Just outside Manchester. We love it there. That's where our headquarters is, so everybody can be like, I work in sale. Lovely.
Fucking geography joke blended into that. That was great.
Thanks.
Yeah, I went to go see the kids.
How was that?
It was good. It was good. Lena was off ill, bless her. So I was spending time with her and building sofas and whatnot. Yeah, it was good. What else did I do? Me and Becky, we had a little mini date on Saturday because also I've been getting up at stupid o'clock in the morning. So I was like, I'm not staying out all night. I am knackered. So went out straight from work. We went to Subside to drop off the posters for our upcoming live show, which was wonderful. Had a drink in there, and then we went to go get some food. We almost had our first Karen's Diner experience. Have you heard of these Karen's Diners?
Yeah, I'm pleased you didn't go.
We walked in to see if they had a table free, and I'll be honest, I don't know if I could stay there the whole time. I mean, that was a bit much. Literally, we walked in, and the guy just looked me up and down, and just went, "Are you going to fucking say anything?" I was like, "Have you got a table? Have you got a table for two?" And he's like, "Have you booked?" I was like, "No." And he went, "Well, I'd come back in an hour then, unless you want to sit on the fucking roof." And then turned away from us. I was like, "Oh, okay."
Oh, like, I bet people must fucking just wank each other off in there. Oh, God. You know what I said to him? Do you know what I said to Jim? Yeah, fucking right. Yeah, I told you fuck off in there. Yeah. You're going to come now. You're going to come. Yeah. My turn. Anyway, so basically, yeah, when it was like, oh, no, get in the bin. I hope they burn those places down.
No, he went to give the menus to this woman who was in front of us, and he just dropped them on the floor and walked off, left her to pick the menus up off the floor. I was like, I don't know. It seems like a fun, novel idea, but then once I was in there, I don't know if I could deal with this for an entire
It's
time.
not a fun idea. I think it's a fucking stupid idea. It just basically gives people the rights to just say stupid, like the most ridiculous stuff. I no.
Yeah, no.
I think it's such a dumbass idea. No.
I don't know if I could deal with it. But no, so we went to Wagamama's instead, and that was delicious. Because, yeah, it was delicious. I wasn't sure what to have. I haven't been there since I lived in Cheltenham, but it was very nice. Very nice. And then we went back to Subside, had a couple more drinks, had a game of pool, and then headed home, and we were in bed by 10:30. That's my kind of night out. Thank you very much.
Yeah, it's cool that we were on the screens and stuff there and everything.
Yes.
That's pretty decent.
Yeah, they got the posters on the screens. There was the things on the table with the names on. I was like, I saw originally, and I'll put the picture on here so people know what the hell we're on about. I saw the thing on the table, and it said "Recall the Remains." I was like, shit, are they playing again? I was like, oh man. Then I looked down and I was like, oh no, Dead Happy, Tooth and Dagger. And I looked to the left, I was like, Chronicles of Podcast event. I was like, I got a little bit giddy because I'm a excitable child. So yeah, but it was really cool to see. I wasn't expecting it. And yeah, other than that, I've just been Rihanna. I've not really been doing a fat lot. Like I said, just working. All right, you, my friend, what you been up to?
Well, apart from Rihanna, Friday, my CEO gave me a paid day off to go to Watford, to watch the Jacksonville Jaguars train and to do a meet and greet. So I took the Treacher of the Treachings, Callum, with me. We had a really nice day out, but it was mostly journeying more than anything else. We tried to, it was like over 100 quid to go direct, so we had to go up to Birmingham and then come down. It was nuts. So we spent a lot of time traveling, and there's obviously lots of delays and stuff, and it was but it was fine. It was like a great day out. The meet and greet was a little disappointing. Most of the players just ran inside after, and I was like, yeah. But Josh Allen, bless him, came all the way down and said hello to everyone. And then there was Brandon Sheriff did the same thing, but I didn't realize it was Brandon Sheriff because he was, I'm not like massively clued into all the players. But when he was walking down, I was like, I'm pretty sure it's Brandon Sheriff, but I'm not entirely sure. And I Googled it, because we weren't allowed to use our phones. So because it was no cameras, no photos, nothing. Because obviously, if people video shit and put it online, the Atlanta Falcons could go, that's how they do that. Cool, lovely. And that's how they do that. Yeah, wonderful. Thank you. That's all the plays. We know how to beat you. So we weren't allowed to take videos, photos, nothing until the very, very, very end when it had all finished. So I couldn't Google to go, I'm pretty sure it's Brandon, but I don't want to go, hey, Brandon, to be like, my name's James, what's going on? Like, do you know what I mean? But the coolest bit was when the media came in, fucking Jason Bell walked down, and I was like, Jay Bell's here. And for anyone that knows me, we've been wanting to get him for this show for fucking ages. And he was getting close. He was taking photos and saying hello to people, and he was getting closer and closer. I was like, "Oh my god, I'm going to say," and I was about to go, "Yeah." And then the guy came up and was like, and then they walked off, and I never saw him again. And I was like, I was absolutely gutted. And I was like, but then I was like, wait, Callum, why did we walk all the way to the fucking end? Why couldn't we have stood up there? Never mind. But we had a great day out. It was so much fun. It was just nice to spend time together. I've not seen him properly for ages. So it was nice to hang out with the Treacher, who you'll be seeing a little bit later on. So we did that, and the weekend I did absolutely nothing. Obviously Scotland won in the rugby on Saturday. That was good. Yeah. We have one game left, and it all comes down to this game against Ireland on Saturday. So Paul's going to come and stay with me because Keris isn't here. And we're going to watch it together and just eat lots of food. And we don't drink, so just drink lots of Coke, I suppose. And enjoy it. So I'm really looking forward to the game on Saturday. NFL last night. But what is amazing and what it makes me so happy, and I'm going to be doing after we've done this recording, is Daddy's back on TV. Yay! Thanks to the writer strikes are now they've come to some sort of agreement. So Daddy came back on screens last night, so I'll be going to watch that after we've done this recording of this show. So yeah, I'm trying to think. I've been watching a lot of Ted Lasso. I'm on the last 2 episodes of season 1, and it's fucking great. It's so good. You don't even have to be a football/soccer fan to enjoy it. It's phenomenal. It's so funny.
I've heard really good things. I feel like I
highly
should
recommend.
Yeah.
It's really good. Like really, really good. I'd love to get Brett Goldstein on the show, just because his character is superb. He plays like the legend of the club, so he's been there for years. So people like respect him and stuff like that. And just one quick bit. If Ori's in this, you'll know exactly what I'm on about. But they're having lady trouble, and he walks into the changing rooms, and he's like, "Oh, Roy, can I get your opinion on it?" He goes, "No," and just walks straight off. And it's just really fucking funny. Like he's that sort of character. People taking photos, he goes, "No, fuck off, fuck you, fuck off." Like he's fucking great. So yeah, Brett Goldstein is amazing in that show. I can't recommend it enough. So I highly recommend you check it out.
I like it.
But yeah, man. Other than that, like not a whole ass of a lot. Just getting ready to go to Barcelona tomorrow.
Amazing. I'm very jealous of you going to Barcelona. Fair play. Sounds like it's going to
Weren't you in Spain earlier this year?
Yeah, but it wasn't Barcelona. Well,
still Spain. Like my boss earlier was like, "I'm so jealous you get to go on holiday." I'm like, "You go to Mexico in 3 weeks? Like, what do you mean? How can you be jealous? You go to Mexico in 3 weeks' time."
That's
like,
a fair point.
Don't be jealous because you're going way soon. Like, I've never got that. Like, oh, I'm so jealous. Do you know what I don't understand though? Are people that pack their bags like 17 weeks before they go away.
Nope, day before.
Like, why? I haven't packed yet. I'm going in the morning.
Fucking hell. You are leaving it last minute.
I don't need to. I'm going for 3 days.
Yeah, that's a fair point, actually. Yeah.
T-shirt, shorts, toothbrush, chargers, boom, see you later. Underwear.
Yeah, might want to take them. Yeah, definitely. Has Keris got all 6 of her bags already packed?
She bought herself some more baggage. She could take more bags with her.
I fucking knew it.
And then was like, and then on Thursday, Friday, I bet she wasn't excited, but on Thursday, Friday, she was like, "What, you went to the airport?" I was like, "Clothes." Like,
wearing to
just a hoodie, some shorts. But yeah, she packed like 5 years ago, getting ready.
People plan airport outfits. What?
She's laughing as she's walking out now. But yeah, apparently we had to plan airport outfits. So I was like, I'll just go in clothes. Probably a hoodie. I might go in the Chronicles hoodie, I think. But it's like 28. It's 28 every day out there. So I was like, I wouldn't be wearing it out there, but I'll definitely wear it to there.
So you get my flyers. Nope.
No, I'll be like, yes, the sun is out. It must not touch me. I will melt. I will melt and crisp at the same time. Oh, could you mind? It'd be weird, wouldn't it? It'd be like some sort of like phosphate. What's that thing Harrison Ford gets stuck in Star Wars? About that, wouldn't it? Like, yeah, melting but crisping. So like hardened as you soften. How weird is that? That'd be crazy, wouldn't it?
I'm just loving the sound you made. It was great.
That's what I learned for the rest of my life. Come back to Britain and go, "Oh, thank God for that. Jesus Christ, what's going on?" Like reform. That's literally like, anyway, should we hear from Braden at Stay Cozy before I cast out any other utter shite that comes out of my face?
All right, is this thing on?
Well, howdy doody, everybody. This is Braden Berry from Say We Can Fly, founder of Stay Cozy Clothing, your one-stop shop for the coziest, most fashionable hoodies, t-shirts, and more.
Gosh, Mickey. That's right, folks. And we're proud to say that we are now sponsoring
The Chronicles of Podcast. Ouch.
Hosted by Tom and Jamie.
Like, you can get 10% off, man. That's right, Shaggy. Just use the special code, The Chronicles, at checkout.
Oh, boys.
I love how every time you do this, like for the audio listeners, they have no idea what's going on.
You said it, I did the actions, so the YouTubers
fair.
can enjoy my actions, all right?
It's like you're calling the dove from above. Anyway, Jamie.
Yes?
It's only time for your favourite segment of the week.
Yeah, it is.
It's time for Callum's Treachings.
Yes!
Do you want to know something? Callum will be able to tell you in Callum's Treachings.
Is cereal soup?
Ooh.
Callum is back once. Hang on, I'm going to choke on myself now. Wait, that was the wrong use of term and wrong use of words. Definitely. As in, I was choking on my own saliva and I just said I was going to choke on myself. Don't worry. No, I'm not that arrogant. Later. Anyway, Callum is back once again to teach the nation, the world, the universe, the galaxy. For all you Star Wars lovers out there. You know, those have weird lightsaber fights in the middle of Cheltenham High Street. Jamie, what is Callum Treachings this week?
Ben Stiller put up with a whole museum coming to life for minimum wage.
Admittedly, I've never seen this film.
I mean, I love those films.
But I can't stand Ben Stiller. And that's why I'm just like, nah, I'm all right. But I know Robin Williams is in them as the hunt. Is it the Hunter or something?
He's one of the presidents. I can't think of the name, but yeah.
So, you know, I just remember seeing him in Hunter outfit for some reason, but still.
Yeah.
That is a very good point, actually.
That is a really good point. He put up with a lot of shit for minimum wage. For 3 films, nonetheless.
I feel like I can't join the conversation because I've never seen them, so I don't know what happens. So I can't. But
it's fair. He gave you the gist there, to be fair. Museum shit comes to life. Shenanigans. But yeah, minimum wage job. And I'm pretty certain they do say at the start as well. It doesn't pay that well, but yeah, he should have asked for a pay rise.
Did anybody else know?
I was just thinking that. I don't think the people that run the museum know. I think it's like a secret thing. So really, be like, I want more money. Why? Reasons.
Yeah, so realistically, there's not a lot he can do about it because they'll probably think he's mental.
Yeah, because everything comes to life. Okay, sure it does.
All right, Ben. Okay, if you say so. Like, are you sure everything's right at home? Like, you know, let's have a chat about that. Like, is the wife still there? Yeah. Okay, president's coming to life. Yeah, okay. Dinosaurs, you say? Right. Yeah. Okay. We have a mental health area you could go and sit in for a bit if you want to chat to somebody. Yeah, some visitations. We can get some visitations for you if you want us to bring a therapist in. No, we're not the crazy ones. Not saying that you're crazy or anything, you know, just a lot of money comes in, you see, so there's not a lot of, and if things are, as you say, coming to life, then, you know, we don't want to be closed down. So, you know, you're just going to have to deal with it, basically. Is that okay? Like, I mean, it's going to have to be, Ben. All right. So you either quit or you just get the fuck on with it. That'd be my interpretation. Anyway, if no one else knows, then
yeah, he's fucked. He's going to have to deal with it. It's a responsibility you have to accept in life, Ben Stiller.
It's like adult Toy Story.
Yeah, it kind of is. I really want to go watch Night in the Museum now. I love those films.
I'm gonna have to indulge, but like, is there any parts where people walk by who aren't Ben, or they stand still, or just go back to wherever they were, or whatever, like, or
no, like literally everything in the museum comes to life. He's the only one there. He's a night guard. He's the only person there.
So it's not like somebody walks by. So like, say as you say, I hate this word, shenanigans happen, and like what if it breaks or smashes or rips or tears or whatever? What happens then? And they walk in the next morning.
Then he has to make sure that part of his thing is a checklist he gets at the start of the film from the previous guards of things you need to make sure you do, so everything is fine in the morning. But generally, the people go back to where they were ready in the morning. So
What an odd concept for a film.
Yeah, it is. Like the president that Robin Williams plays, his name's not coming to me. He climbs back on his horse and holds his sword in the air, ready to freeze again. Like things like that.
But if he's come to life, surely be there going, fucking hell, this hurts. Jesus Christ, my arm, I gotta pull it down.
I think they're aware that they're not real and they're like dummies. I can't remember. It's been a while since I've watched them. I'd have to rewatch it.
I love the idea that was about the museum and people haven't seen it like myself. I sat here going, well, I wanted to watch that. Well, you should have fucking watched it, shouldn't you? Because it's been out for years.
Yes, because it's been out for a long ass time.
It's not like a massive AEW spoiler that everyone's fucking put everywhere today that I've gone, oh, cool. I haven't seen that yet. Thanks for that, everybody. Really appreciate it that you'd go out of your way to make sure that's posted in the morning, no doubt. Thank you so much for that. Really, really appreciate you. You just absolutely spoiling the fuck out of that for everyone that doesn't stay up in the, overnight in the UK to watch that sort of thing. So,
oddly enough, I saw it and I instantly went, "There's no way Tom's avoiding this."
I would have avoided it had I have not followed Britt Baker on Instagram.
Typical.
Yeah. Anyway, Jamie, let's move on. What is Callum treating us this week in the sale?
Hot coffee is delicious. Frozen coffee is delicious. But for some reason, lukewarm coffee tastes like shit.
Yeah. Yeah, it really does. You've got a really good point there, Carl. It hits that point where you might as well go, oh, I might as well wait. I might as well wait till it gets cold.
I struggle to relate this one because I don't like coffee, but I do kind of see when I see people, you can buy iced coffees, you buy hot coffees, but there isn't. Would you like a room temperature coffee, sir? That's not a thing.
But it's weird because hot tea and lukewarm tea are great, but cold tea is awful.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, lukewarm tea is not that bad. Yeah.
So, but I love that it gets to that point where you're drinking tea and it gets like lukewarm. You go, oh shit, I better crack on with this because it's gonna go. You're like, and what's more annoying is hot tea obviously is unbelievably delicious and lukewarm's all right. So it's not like it was. So it doesn't taste like it did originally. You say like, oh, I wish I'd smashed through that rather than left it.
You can't waste it.
But lukewarm coffee, yeah, it's almost like it's really weird. It's amazing. I love coffee's great. As it gets lukewarm, you're like, oh, bollock. It's like it goes, oh, wait, hang on a second. As it gets cold again, like, delicious. Yes, lovely. Yeah, coffee's banging. Any way, shape, form, temperature, like however it comes.
I part of me wishes I liked coffee because the amount of different variations of coffee you can get of all these different flavors and all the things you see in coffee shops, and I just walk in and I'm like, what hot chocolate have you got? Because I refuse to pay out of my nose for a cup of tea. Like, not happening.
Hot chocolate, dude. No, that's no, poor. I'm not a big fan of hot chocolate at all. I don't know. It's just like the weak man. Just eat one. Just eat a bar. Why are you gonna have it hot and liquidy? No, it doesn't make any sense. I think because I expect it to be like gloopy liquid, not. No, I don't know. I just don't like it. It doesn't make any sense to me.
Weirdly, I know exactly what you mean by that. I don't know what.
Cold chocolate, however. Nesquik chocolate. Oh, yes. Absolutely glorious. But yeah, hot chocolate. So there you go then. So all the variations for me are weird.
Yeah.
So lukewarm chocolate and cold chocolate, phenomenal. Hot chocolate, no. Hot tea, lukewarm tea, yes. Cold tea, no. Hot coffee, cold coffee, yes. Lukewarm coffee, no. So that's the spectrum for each one. So yeah,
that is amazing.
I don't know. Chocolate just doesn't. I don't want it hot. That's it. It just doesn't make any sense. It makes no sense to me. I always pull as a milk in. So then it's like Nesquik. I'm like, there we are. So it's just a waste. It's just a waste, James. Oh, and finally, Mr. Westwood.
Yes.
Why?
It's theoretically possible to accidentally dial any celebrity by just putting in a series of numbers on your phone.
I've always,
yeah.
Well, I've always thought about that. I've always gone, I wonder what wrong number this is, and I wonder who it'll be. Do you know what I mean? Like, you could literally just go, you could just sit there for hours and go, I'll get there eventually. I'm going for Hugh Jackman, and I will get him eventually. Right. What's the Australian area code?
Good point,
Whereas
yeah.
the America, fuck's sake. But that's a lot of combinations, and that will probably take you a lifetime. You sat there at 105 in your deathbed. One more number. One more. Hello? Oh, yeah, he's dead, isn't he? I'm 105 now.
You've reached the voicemail of Hugh Jackman. Unfortunately, I died 30 years ago.
Yeah. Good day, mate. This is the voicemail of Hugh Jackman, the third. My dad can't make it to the phone right now because he passed away about 60 years ago. Sorry, mate. I hope you have a fucking bonza day, though. Why don't you little British shits get down your fucking seaside, eh? Oh, we're going to hit the beach.
Good throwback.
Yeah, so it is entirely possible. But then I imagine that, it'd be shit. Because you imagine you get the voicemail like, you have reached the voicemail of Blake Lively. Please leave a message like, what? Really?
Excuse me, could you put me on to your husband, please?
Yeah. Just, anything like that. But it will just take a long ass fucking time. And if you really, I bet there's got to be people dedicated enough to do that. Though. Yeah. I bet there's stalkers that are like, I will find them.
There's one day.
What you don't realize, Drew Barrymore. She had that stalker. Did you see that video of that stalker?
No.
I know, you know me. I don't know, then loads of people rushed off the stage. Find it on YouTube, I think it's on. Someone just goes like, you know who I am, Drew. We have lots to talk about. And they're like, fuck, better go. Ooh, could you imagine? Oh, God. People are weird, man. Creepy ass motherfuckers. So just, the world is nuts.
I carried a picture of Jet in my sock, but I wouldn't have stalked her. Even I've got fucking limits. All right.
Sure.
Yeah. I was only little. I wouldn't have known how.
Oh, sorry, Mummy. I got lost. Why are you in London? Like I said, I just got lost. Her real name's escaped me. Thank you. Doesn't that gladiator live here? No. Like I said, I got lost.
That's why I'm not allowed outside of Birmingham anymore.
Do you mind? Yeah, exactly. Could you imagine like going up, like being a kid, and you accidentally hit a celebrity's house? You're like, oh, I've lost my parents. Can I come in, please? Excellent.
I've made it.
Not I'm getting any stalkers' ideas. We should probably cut that out. But Callum, thank you so much again for another absolutely delicious edition, as you say, of Callum's Treachings this week. But there's just one problem, Jamie. Just one. I've got to follow it.
You do.
It's time for Tom's Journal. And welcome to another edition of Tom's Journal. The Bond's name. James' name. Please to... What? Bond's name, the James. Are you all right? Bames Nons having a stronk. Call a bondulance. Call a bondulance. Got to start off strong, Jay.
I had no idea where that was going to start with. It's fucking brilliant.
Jamie, if you have worked in food service and retail, which is worse? Well, food service is jump scare horror and retail is psychological horror.
That is a great description. Especially of retail, yes.
Oh, food services. I'd rather do retail over food service any day of the week.
Really?
Yes, 100%. But I had a heart attack after working at Wetherspoons, so I think I'd rather go back to retail.
Fair point. Fair point.
Yeah. Just saying. Look, Jay, okay, and for anyone listening out there, cancelling plans is okay. All right? Staying home to cook it's all right. It's okay. Disappearing from it to get your life together. It's all right. It's okay. Resurfacing in a foreign country 10 years later with a new name. Look, it's all right. It's okay. It's all good. We understand. We're all here for each other. Some of you have never spent 3 hours sitting at the kitchen table crying whilst your dad shouted, "What is 4 times 6?" Come on, you know that. You know it. You know the answer.
Really heartbreaking is I wasn't on that side of it, but I've been that dad with Lena being like, you know this, come on, you know it. I'm such a shit parent right now after that.
Well, you fucking deserve it.
Brilliant.
Joking. Me. God, why must you give me your hardest battles? God, I don't. It's because you're my weakest soldier and these battles are so easy. It's an email. Why are you crying? Oh. These are fucking standard.
I was going to say you're on fire today.
It's really sweet how Sauron wants to rule all creatures and bring darkness to all Middle-earth. But he also takes some time out of his wretched schedule to write a little poem and engrave it in homemade jewellery. We all need a hobby, is what I'm saying.
Oh. No,
This. Go on.
I was going to say, I love those ones that take like a serious matter from a movie or whatever it is, and then just somehow manage to make it fucking stupid.
This is probably my favourite entries to the journal we've ever had.
Oh, okay.
I'm just putting it out there, all right?
Okay.
Some baby on this plane is singing the ABCs all out of order, and a guy just shouted, "Yes, girl, remix!" Fucking amazing. Fucking amazing.
What a legend.
I love the idea that that actually happened as well.
I know,
Fucking great. Oh. And this is going to be Jamie's favourite entry of all time.
Oh, okay.
The world is a vast hellscape right now. But remember, the Mandarin word for penguin literally translates to business goose.
Oh my God, please tell me that's true, because that is absolutely amazing.
Oh, a punch to the dead air. Jamie's just dying slightly in the corner.
That is fantastic. I really like that.
But what part of the business? I don't understand. But there we are. That's just
I don't
Mandarin
know,
for you.
but I like it.
What I don't understand, though, is how gossiping became a womanly trait because men will spill tea like nobody's business when given the chance.
Oh, yes. Yes. God, my workplace is fucking prime example of that.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Oh, God, yes. And I feel like the older we get, the worse it is as well. Like, you stick a bunch of 50, 60-year-old men in a room together, they are going to bitch and gossip like no one's business.
Yep. Teaching kids about frogs isn't grooming them to become amphibians. Reading a book about Mozart won't transform your kid into a musical prodigy. Acknowledging that some kids have two dads isn't trying to make them gay. It's helping them learn about the world around them.
Absolutely. Bravo.
Thank you, sir.
I like a serious entry every now and again. Yes.
There we are.
Fucking right. Not that people.
We need to kick some people off this planet, I tell you.
Yeah.
What I really like, though, Jamie, let's bring it back down again, shall we? What I really like about hippos being the most dangerous animal in the world is that they're vegetarian. They're not even omnivores. They don't want to eat you. They just hate you. I think that's a beautiful thing.
It's really true, actually. Yeah. It's kind of weird that hippos are the most dangerous animal on the planet, yet they don't eat meat. Basically, don't fuck with vegetarians.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
Dating coach. So have you tried flirting? Me. Sure. I gave her the look. Dating coach. Okay, show me. I bite my lip seductively. Dating coach. Have you ever considered biting the bottom lip?
That's me trying to flirt.
Me, look, I'm really sorry I can't come out tonight. I've got so much to do. Takes a quiz to see what kind of pizza I am. Right, 2 more. I'm going to end on a beauty. Look, stop, drop, and roll was a pretty big deal when I was younger, and I really expect to be on fire way more than the 0 times I have been so far.
It's a really good point. There was a lot of emphasis and preparation in stop, drop, and roll. Never needed to use it. I mean, I'm not arguing about the fact I've never needed to use it. I quite like that fact, but I expected it more.
Absolutely. But I'm going to end on this because I think it's quite relevant, and it's, what we're all about here. And it's what we used to be, well, especially you. Being a goth is great, but we need more cozy goths who sit in their spooky cabins cheerfully brewing tea and baking pies. Goths who knit little sweaters for their raven buddies. Hufflepuff goths.
Oh. Yes. Oh my God, goths and Harry Potter houses. What a beautiful combination.
If you say so, Jamie, because that was another edition of Tom's Journal.
My Harry Potter house as well. Even better.
Oh, how is Hogwarts going?
Beautiful, yeah. Look, I did an online quiz, all right? I know.
Oh, you're one of them. Giving your password out to everybody on fucking line when people are doing those stupid quizzes. How many kids do you have? Where did you get married? What's your password? Thank you.
Your first pet's name.
How many tattoos do you have? Where did you first go to school? What's your mother's maiden name? Thank you very much. Here at SCS, we're actually secretly hacking into your social media. We now own all your bank accounts. Thank you. We'll put them on sale. Yeah, sorry. I never understand people do those stupid fucking quizzes. I like Mali's entries where it's like password, passmania, password, password, word, password, word, sap, password.
That's a good password.
Yeah. That's all he writes. It's great.
It's about getting into schools and talking to young people because, I know that people can change. And it's about talking to people and getting them to understand and perhaps step back from violence and prejudice and whatever. And we just need to work together and keep on the good fight there.
Absolutely. Hey there, guys. We are ecstatically happy to announce that we are associated with the Sophie Lancaster Foundation.
The times are changing, and with the unfortunate death of Sophie, those changes have made a massive impact for the future. If Sophie was with us still today, I can guarantee what you are doing will still be reaching so many lives of young teenagers, young adults, and those who wish to be as different as possible. So thank you very much.
To find out more about this incredible foundation and all the work they do, and more importantly, how you can help, head on over to www.sophielancasterfoundation.com. Mr. Stevens.
Jamie, 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 Jamie. Jamie, Jamie, Jamie. I might have said before, but I don't give a shit.
It's Postman Pat. He's back again. It's audience participation time.
Oh, lovely. Thank you, Mrs. Goggins. Let's participate, bitch.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to participate in Jamie's participation challenge. Was Mrs. Goggins a real person? I can't remember.
She was the post office lady that you went and bought the mail from.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Oh, you dropped your gyro. Sorry.
This week, I said, band names, the most wonderful yet sometimes potentially terrifying things you'll ever see, especially if taken literally. So this week we asked, if band names were literal, what would be the worst concert you could ever attend? What say you, Mr. Stevens?
The Black Dahlia Murder?
Oh, yeah, that wouldn't be nice.
I don't know many. I would say Rotten Christ, but Jesus isn't real, so that'd be fine.
Like it.
What a stupid. Anyway, never mind. I'm trying to think really hard now. Spice Girls? I should say Paprika. Yeah, Chinese Five Spice. I just thought.
Oh, but one thing I knew would happen in this is that mostly be metal band names, because let's be honest, that's where all the chaos ensues. First off, future guest Sean Smith says, well, Infant Annihilator wouldn't be a great night out.
Nope.
No.
Oh, The Killers.
Oh, that's a good one. That is a good one. Matt Hayday says Death from Above. Yeah, that doesn't sound like a fun.
Oh, hell no.
No. Jake Smith, In Flames. It's just a guy running around on fire. Like Jamie Martin, blinking 182 times just sounds like a task, to be honest. Like,
but don't we do it like daily?
We probably do, to be fair. I can't say I count the amount of times I blink in a day.
I think someone has. I'm pretty sure it's over that. But
maybe, possibly. Ruby Goodwin, Cannibal Corpse. That sounds like fun. Yummy. Christopher Murray. He's given us a lineup here. He's like, Napalm Death just seems like a bit of a no-go experience to me. On the lighter side, imagine an entire lineup of The Breeders, We Came as Romans. Not really sure how that works. Pearl Jam, The Circle Jerks, and the Sex Pistols. Yeah, that could be an interesting night out. Yeah. Phil Jolly, Butthole Surfers.
Is that actually a band?
That's a band. Now, is that butthole surfing, or is that someone surfing on the butthole?
That'd be someone surfing on the butthole, surely.
Yeah, I'd imagine so. You got to work these things out. Richie Rich, Sepultura. It's Spanish for gravedigger. 1, I did not know that. And 2, yeah, just watching someone dig graves all night. It doesn't sound like a fun evening. No. That really made me laugh. Alan Carr, Five Finger Death Punch. Actually, that would probably be preferable to one of their actual concerts. Last week, former guest Mark Woodyard, Funeral for a Friend. That sounds really bleak.
Oh, that'd be awful.
Yeah, that doesn't sound nice. Matt Rose, Bullet for My Valentine. Could end a lot of relationships that night. Definitely could.
But you don't know which way around it is, do you?
That's a good point. Could be you. Former guest PR Brown. Postal Service. How riveting.
Just done me round. You see number 2. I can't see 2. I can only see 4 and 6.
Robbie Williams. Can you imagine if people came to just see me instead? That wouldn't be what they paid for. Oh. Callum Treacher. The Treach man is back. He says Rob Zombie. That'd be pretty fucking boring. Just a zombie named Rob walking around. And Alice in Chains. Yeah, just some girl named Alice. But like, please let me out. This one really made me laugh. Darren Stevens. The Pretenders. I don't think I could watch an hour of miming.
It's Dad.
Gareth Adams. Can you imagine going to a gig to Imagine Dragons?
These are clever. I love them.
I know. Oh, I'll give you a few more. Joe Smith says, I don't think this sounds bad. Oasis. Sounds pretty relaxing. Yeah, fair. I like it. Ollie Roylance. Bloodbath. Yeah, that don't sound appealing.
No.
That doesn't sound appealing.
Oh, the Brood turned up. What's going on here?
Oh. Last but not least, it's our good friend Mally Malpass. He gave us 3 incredible answers, which really made me laugh. First off, he says, can you imagine going to a Snoop Dogg concert and having to watch that little prick Snoopy walking around? That would suck. He says, Taylor Swift, 90,000 people just watching someone sewing really quickly.
I love this last one.
There's a reason this is last, because it is the best answer ever. Bonnie Tyler, several thousand people watching a really good-looking Scottish woman doing some tiling.
I thoroughly enjoyed it when I read that. That was absolutely amazing.
Oh, Mally, I do love you.
Yeah, it was great. But thank you to everyone again who participates in Jamie's challenge. It's graciously appreciated on so many levels, and that was a great one this week. So
I was going to say, did we make up for last week?
Yeah, 100%.
That's all.
If you remember to not knock ever again, I'm going to come over there. I'm going to break your face. I wonder if SCS and DFS are like a cult.
Really got SCS and DFS on the brain today.
I have, yeah. And I wonder if secretly there's like some sort of backdoor cult going on there.
Possibly.
That's why they've always got sales going on. Anyway, I'm really thinking about that too much, I think. Anyway, thank you for everyone who participated in Jamie's challenge. If you enjoy Jamie's participation challenge, Tom's Journal, Callum's Treachings, the interview at the beginning of every single show, and all the absolute fucking gobshite we speak during. Then you enjoy the other 103 editions of the Chronicles of Podcast, wherever you get your podcasts from. Spotify, Google, Apple, the usual shites. You know where it all is. You don't need me to start reeling off every platform imaginable. We'll be here for fucking days. We'll be here till the next recording. We'll still be going. You can come and find us on YouTube, which I highly recommend, at the Chronicles of Podcast. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. Thank you to everyone that's subscribed so far. It means everything. It really does. That you take time out of your day to go, do you know what? I actually really like what these guys are about. So thank you. Hit that bell to get notified when new videos are released, which is every Friday at 6, just to let you know. And please just comment to your heart's desire. Just go for it. Go mental. Or comment, as Ron Wasserman, former guest, likes to say. You can so on our YouTube, I will get a bit ahead of myself then. You can find all of our interviews are on there. All of our shows are on there. All of our hashtag WBW Way Back Wednesdays are on there. That's our interviews from previous channels and shows. I've forgotten everything that's on there now. Our 2000 Trees interviews from this year. Sorry, because I'm getting in my own head. Our 2000 Trees interviews from this year in there. Our Bloodstock interviews from 2022 and 2023 are available for you to watch from there as well. Our Bloodstock vlog from last year is on there. And our Dublin Crust vlog is also on there as well for you to enjoy. Plenty of content for you to get your faces into. You can also find us on Facebook at the Chronicles of Podcast. Make sure you like and share on there as well. Tell all your mates about it. But thinking about it, I've got so inside my head then. Where else could you find us, Jay?
You could find us checking out this week's guest, Ethan Lawrence, Horrible Histories, Magic Mike, you name it. That man is everywhere lately. Go check him out and give him all the love.
Or on our X or Twitter, as people like to keep calling it. I don't know if the marketing team ever actually got around to changing all to that stupid symbol. At TCO Pod would be absolutely gracious. Jamie, whilst check out all of Ethan Lawrence's work and looking on our X and our Twitter, where else could you find us?
Of course, looking in the DFS sale, because there could be a sofa for you right now on sale.
Okay, or on our Instagram at TCO Pod. You can find us on TikTok at the Chronicles of Podcast or at TCO Pod, and make sure you go and find Jamie's Chesney Hawks video. We are releasing all of the videos possible, imaginable. There's loads of clips in there for you to enjoy. So please go and check those bad boys out. Come and connect us on LinkedIn at the Chronicles of Podcast. It would mean the world to join us on there as well. Anyway, any platform you can find us. We've also got our website at www.thechroniclesofpodcast.com. You can find out all about us on there. All of our shows and episodes are on there. Our shop's on there, or our affiliations and sponsors are on there as well. So that's all the social medias at TCO Pod, and that's the YouTube at the Chronicles of Podcast. Make sure you subscribe on there. And now what I'm going to do right now is pass you on over to my co-host. He's got some things he'd like to tell you.
I do have some things I'd like to tell you. And what I'd like to tell you is those people we're going to say a massive thank you to. Because every single piece of music you hear on this show is brought to you by one man. And literally, he's a one-man music machine. That man's name is Mr. Matt Roberts. Go check him out. All the social medias at Matt Roberts Music. Go check out his latest single, Rat Race. It is absolutely phenomenal. Cannot wait to see more music coming out from Matt. Like I said, he's a one-man machine, so please go and give him all the love and support you can. Of course, we have to say a massive thank you to Mr. Braden Barry and his Stay Cozy Clothing. Head on over to www.staycozyclothing.com or download the smartphone app. Have a look on there, see what you like the look of. It could be that cap that Mr. Stevens is wearing. It could be that T-shirt that Mr. Stevens is wearing. It could be any of those beautiful new hoodie designs that he dropped recently. It could even be a vinyl copy of his incredible Beneath the Roses album. Whatever it may be, add it to your basket. And then when you get to the checkout, add in the discount code, The Chronicles, and get yourself 10% off your order. As we are talking about Braden, please go and check him out on social medias for his future upcoming series, Farlight. There's some amazing special clips, and to find out how you can get involved in the project, please go give him some support and all the love. It looks absolutely phenomenal, and I cannot wait to see where this project's going in the future. And of course, we have to say a massive thank you to the Sophie Lancaster Foundation, because they are stamping out prejudice, hatred, and intolerance everywhere. And I mean everywhere. What happened to Sophie happened here in the UK, but that does not mean it is a UK issue. One thing we learned when talking to bands at Bloodstock is people are treated differently because of the music they listen to, the way they dress, all across the world. It is definitely not a you are trying to put me off and you are succeeding. But please show all the love and support you can to the Sophie Lancaster Foundation. A massive thank you to everyone that jumped on our social medias, on their social medias, and gave the My Giving Circle a chance and applied for the Sophie Lancaster Foundation. It means the absolute world. There was a phenomenal response to that. So fingers crossed they get something out of that. If you're not familiar with Sophie's story, head on over to www.sophielancasterfoundation.com. Give that a share. Make those people you know who aren't aware of Sophie's story, because it is, like I say, it's a global issue, and it is an issue that needs to come to an end. It's 2023. It's time to just let people live their lives. And last but not least, a massive thank you to my wonderful co-host over there.
Peace. Thanks, Jamie. I really appreciate those kind words, and I agree with everything you just said as well. I wasn't trying to put you off. I was just getting excited the fact that you could just see our logo is behind us. So, and I got excited because I realized I accidentally covered your chair and saw mine and was like, oh! So I was like, I'll go to the side as well, and there's Jamie's chair. Yay! Sorry. Don't know what's wrong with that. Another excellent and great addition, James.
Absolutely was.
Absolutely brilliant. We love it. Ethan, thank you so much again for taking the time out to come on our show one more time, and do the dance with us. It was great. And we look forward to having you back on again next year for part 2. But as for this week, we will see you all next week for the Chronicles of Sean Smith.
Oh yeah, I'm excited. Goodbye, everybody. Bye.